Here we go.
Gobble gobble. You're listening to Stick Drift, a bi-weekly show where we talk about the world of video games and the culture surrounding them. My name is Power Glover, nothing like the Nintendo peripheral. And with me, as always, is my bosom buddy, Noah Rada. How you doing, bud?
Doing all right. Are you sure you're not named after the Nintendo Power Glove?
You know, I don't think my parents even know what it is. I'm going to be real with you. Um, so it's news to them. Every time I bring it up, they're like, that thing exists? I'm like, yes, this is the 7th time I've told you about this in my life. But anyway, if you like this show or you hate this show, please would you rate this show, follow the Real Cool, and leave a like on the mic. You can find us on YouTube at StickDriftPodYT, on Twitter/X at StickDriftYT, and lastly on our Facebook page, which I am updating frequently now, StickDrift. We're also on Spotify. Each of our content has its own channel, so for a specific podcast, please subscribe to each. Make sure you get the newest audio content into your feed. And a little bit about that, we released some Champloo, the second part of that. We got another podcast up. Sorry, we doubled some audio, but I think we figured it out now. So if the last podcast is a tough listen, we apologize. But this one should be good. Hopefully. Let's hope. But yeah, we're back to playing a lot of video games. I've been finishing a lot of video games. But yeah, before we get into that, it's been really cold. It's been so cold outside. I don't like doing weather chats, but like today particularly was very cold.
Yeah.
So yeah. So did you leave the house or did you like step outside and go, ooh, it's nippy? Did you get any of that?
Yeah, I've stepped outside. I do that sometimes. And
Did you touch grass, Noah? That's what I'm
Yeah.
really asking.
Yeah. Look, man, it's exciting when I get the opportunity, all right?
Hey, listen, I'm not judging. This is just a wellness check. I'm just making sure you're seeing the sun every once in a while because he's playing so much of that Nightreign, right, guys? Ha.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
let's forget that. Um, but yeah, it's been we had a good holiday. We were in Missouri for a long time. I wanted to see you. I couldn't make it happen, and we had sickness, and I was just like, I better not spread it. And then you
Bumming out
probably
with
had
it.
some stuff going on too, but. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I was like, people are sick. I don't want to have any issues, you know.
Yeah.
So I was just like, we're just gonna keep it to friends or family, and we'll make friends a priority next time. But
Cool.
yeah, you had an interesting Thanksgiving, didn't you?
Yeah. Long story short, just went and had Thanksgiving with some like family friends that like I hadn't seen in like 25 years. I mean, yeah, it was
Yeah,
pleasant. It was really it was nice. It was it was just awkward, It's just one of those things where I just felt like a fish out of water. They were really
yeah.
nice about it. It was just a weird situation for me.
I'm
But
sure. I'm sure it's the same with like my in-laws with me coming to their house, and they're like,
sure,
"Who is this guy we've seen 3 times?" So.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel you there. But Thanksgiving, is that the holiday everyone congregates for and loves? I mean, it's a meal, right?
yeah, it's a meal.
We
It's what it is. Yeah,
It's a meal. Like it's not like a whole thing unless you guys make it a whole thing. It's always a whole thing for my family because everybody has something going on because we have 10 of us. Um I mean, there was only 7 around because my other siblings are gone and including me, I'm hanging out with them. So um yeah, sisters in Spain, one below me, and then my older sister, she's in Florida. So most everybody was there, and that was fun. We got to eat a lot of food. Man, like I'm such a lightweight. Like I used to just house food, like house food. And listen, I got a little bit of stuff in the jowl. I do. I'm not gonna lie, but one plate did me in this year. Just one.
yeah.
It was like
That's
knocked
all
me
I
out.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened to the game I love? Like I just can't play it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I actually technically had two Thanksgivings because my like oldest sister and her family was all sick, and so my mom decided to do another Thanksgiving like a few days after Thanksgiving for them.
Oh,
So I had two Thanksgivings. So, but
that's good. That's good.
I
So you got your
just
basics covered there.
yeah, I just ate one plate on both of them.
Yeah, that's about the size of it. It didn't stop me from eating leftovers. I ate a lot of leftovers, but I ate like 3 meals of leftovers, and I'm like, I've had enough. Piggy has oinked enough. So, um, so yeah, it's um, it's been a good time. It's been really cold, but we've had a good holiday. We got a couple more to go. I personally don't think New Year's is really a holiday. I don't do anything for New Year's. I don't even go out.
New Year's Eve is a holiday though. Like New Year's Day, that's not really a holiday, but it's you usually have it like off works to recover from New Year's
Yeah.
Eve because everyone always stays up for New Year's Eve, and so
Mhm.
that's why
Yeah,
that's usually like a
I
holiday.
just I never have done anything though, and maybe that's a me problem. But
For like the day or for Eve?
Eve, I
Oh my gosh.
never do. I
I
don't even go
always
out. I
celebrate New
just
Year's. I would get depressed if I didn't celebrate New Year's Eve.
I mean, I'll like it's different now because I have my own family. So like we kind of watch the ball drop. Sometimes we go to
Yeah.
bed at like 10:30 though, and it's kind of like whatever.
Yeah,
So
it's just
I don't
something
know.
you
I
do.
just
Like you gotta at least have
yeah.
people over just to hang out. Like
Well, we used to whenever I was back living at home.
right.
We definitely did. We used to
Yeah.
have people over all the time, and it was fun that way. But like I don't know. I feel like I'm so gassed from just the other two holidays. I just by the time New Year's comes, I'm like, oh, another year. Oh,
Yeah.
so maybe that's just me. Maybe I need to just change my mindset. That could be the answer too.
I'm
Very
always
well.
excited for New Year's Eve. That's like one of my favorite holidays. I like to get like
Really?
champagne and
Okay.
stuff. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, champagne. I don't really
Yeah.
like champagne. I like a sparkling grape juice. Sure. It's not because I'm like avoiding alcohol. It's just I don't like the taste of champagne very much.
I do.
But yeah, yeah. The people. My wife likes champagne. Not for me really. Um, but yeah, holidays, we're deep in it right now. We got some Christmas stuff, which is it's nice. Christmas, I'm not going out of town, so I'll be hanging out right here. That'll be nice. Catch up on some more video games. Um, it seems like they've kind of stopped. Like video games are pretty much done for the year until Jeff Keighley sees his shadow and decides to announce some more in about a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess let's regale the folks with stuff we have played. So for the game block, Noah has done it. He did the damn thing. And what is that thing, you ask? He's finished every chart in Project Diva.
No. I just got all
Okay,
the Chivos. Yeah.
you
Not
got
that
all the
good.
Chiva. That's still like that's taking you over 100 hours, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh. So describe for the people what that is. What is it? What it entails? What's going on?
Basically, it's just getting 100 extreme clears and then getting 100 perfect clears. Which the perfect clears, I mean, they're tedious, but they're not exactly difficult. You just kind of go into easy mode and just do a bunch of charts perfectly on easy mode. But
Mhm.
the extreme clears, that just requires building up, a modicum of skill. Um,
Yeah.
now I'm to where I'm doing about 8.5s pretty consistently, and highest difficulty is 10. So,
Oh wow. Yeah,
but
I saw with my own eyes. You got some pretty gnarly charts done, and I was like, geez, I can't even imagine what it would take to do this. So
a lot of time and effort, that's for sure. Yep. But it's fun. I enjoy the game. I'll continue to play that thing when I feel like it, and you know, I can always improve at it, and they're always releasing new charts, the community for that thing. So I'll just play new
mhm.
charts when they come in. But now I don't have any obligation to play that thing, so that's that feels kind of nice. I can just play that thing to play it, and I know that I'm
Yeah,
good at that thing because I did get all the chivos, and I can clear difficult charts.
right.
So like I don't have anything to prove anymore really with that thing. Like I just enjoying it to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's I like being in that place, that pocket with games. Like when I feel very satisfied, and I'm like, okay, I can either like leave this thing or like
Yeah.
really stay on the path and just get every part of it done. That feels good. I like that. That's how I felt with the three games I'll talk about today. The games that I finished, and it's very satisfying to know like I'm in a great place with this thing to just move on. You know,
Yep.
so yeah, yeah. But yeah, Project Eva that has been a project for you, and I'm proud of you as your friend. Hearing it has been a journey. Like watching it has been a trip too. If you guys have not seen what this looks like, just look up a YouTube video of what these difficulty spikes are or difficulty levels for this game. It is just mind blisteringly fast.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
I
you can
can't
just go on
even.
YouTube and look at like I don't know, like Disappearance of Hatsune Miku Extreme or something like that. It's a good
Noah is
show.
basically he has the reaction time of Faker, and he's just being nice. So Faker is a very well known esports player and
Yeah.
very good at reacting to things. So yeah, yeah, that's awesome. That's super, super cool. So like, are you going to do this for other Miku games? That's my next question.
So, I mean, yeah, my long-term goal, like that was my like, white whale, but like
Yeah.
even like past that, I want to essentially just go through all the charts on all of the games. So I've basically done that for like the PS Vita entries. Like I might have like one or two like charts that I need to clean up, maybe like some DLC charts or something, but like the PS Vita ones I've pretty much completed. I need to go back to the
Okay.
PSP ones. I've done a good portion of that first game. Went back and completed a bunch of those charts, and then um, yeah, I'm not like doing those on extreme. I'm just kind of doing those on like hard mode, just going through those. But and it's not even because the extreme charts are hard on those things. It's because the lag is really bad and it's frustrating losing to lag. So
Yeah.
those old games just really lag on the PSP. So
Hmm.
but and the PS Vita has like some of those games have really weird controls. Like there's one that like specifically wants you to use like the touchscreens, like the back touchscreen and the front touchscreen.
Oh, on the Vita. Oh wow,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
insane.
Yeah, and I just it's too gimmicky. I'm like, I'm just gonna complete these charts on hard and be done with it.
Yeah.
But the I think the last entry is like kind of normal on that stuff, but um the other one that I can like kind of see myself playing some of is the one on the PS4, like Future
Hmm.
Tone.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't really need to do that because I have all those charts on PC. So
So is it just like a new wrapper on PS4 pretty much, and it's like the same charts pretty much?
so on PS4, that one is like that one's like the first one that moved to the arcade style of gameplay, which is actually a completely different gameplay style. Like it has completely different notes than like the portable games had. And
Mhm.
so those portable games just play so much differently. And I've actually got a mod on PC that like they just came out with this mod not too long ago that basically lets you play some charts with those old um, console controls. Um,
Oh, okay.
and those are fun to do. But they're more so built for those portable systems, so they feel better to do on those portable systems. They're a lot easier on
Yeah,
PC, but um,
gotcha, gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're talking about the PS5 like gimmick stuff. It kind of called to mind the one game it was good for was Tearaway. You ever heard of Tearaway?
I think
Um,
so. I don't really know what that is though.
yeah, it's basically like a gimmick game. It's one of those Sony games where they like I think it's Sony first party. I'm pretty sure it's Media Molecule actually who did that, who did the Little Big Planet. They had this like side project on Vita that is called Tearaway, and then they had not a sequel, but like a remake of it almost, or a port with like extra bells and whistles to PS4 of the same thing, where like you can touch the back pad and like your fingers will go through like this paper mache aesthetic sort of thing, and you basically like guide this little character around the world and like open paths for him by swiping in the back and the front and stuff. So it does a lot of those like fourth wall breaking control gimmicks. That's kind of fun. And yeah, that PS4 game like is way longer than I thought it'd be. It was like a 25-hour game, 20-hour game, but it was really cool. It was very novel for what it was. People prefer that Vita version over the PS4, but anyway, I digress. It's a really interesting game, and you saying those controls reminded me of that thing. So
Yep. But that the Switch port or the Switch game that is technically just a port of Future Tone, but like kind of downgraded for the Switch, with different charts, and then they made that, and then they ported that to PC with
okay,
both the graphics of the Switch game, like the cel shaded graphics from the Switch game, and then like the non cel shaded graphics of the PS4 game, and then they have like
Mhm.
basically all the charts from the PS4 game and the Switch game. So they ported that to
Okay.
PC, and that's like the current like collection, I guess. And that just like base game has like over 300 songs.
Wow.
And then maybe it's like over like 250 somewhere around there, but then like with mods I have like over 2,000 songs on that thing, so
Ooh, 2,000. My goodness gracious, that's pretty crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, there's Project Diva for you. That's all the Chivos done in the which version of the game? Steam? The Steam,
Yeah,
right?
Steam version, yeah. PC, yeah.
Steam version on PC. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I like checking in with you on Project Diva because it's a game you always return to, and it's always like very interesting to see what you're doing in it because it's just so you're so proficient at it at this point. I don't mean to glaze you or anything, but like from what I've seen, I'm like, geez, Louise, I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, there's not really much else I like need to accomplish in that thing basically. Like I'm just gonna be playing it casually from now on probably, so
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So no, will not stop playing Project Diva. That's the real answer. So
no.
he will continue to hang out with Miku, which is fine. Miku's cool. I like Miku. She's perpetually 16, right? That's the
Yep,
thing that they
that's right.
said.
That's right.
16-year-old Miku forever. Because she's so is she like a robot? Is
Yeah.
that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I know nothing about the inner workings and lore of Hatsune Miku, I'm not gonna lie. But she did appear in that Fortnite event this past weekend. That was interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
she's a popular character, so that makes sense that they'd want to, market with her.
yeah, it was kind of your bag. She was like riding on top of Godzilla, and they both did
I
this
heard
like
about that. That's pretty
laser
cool.
attack. Yeah. Yeah. Fortnite's so weird. It's like video game McDonald's, but like they're just doing really weird stuff right now. Like they have this Kill Bill stuff like thing in there now where they like are adding on to the story of Kill Bill with like the bride as a character and like the daughter of oh, what's her name? It's the Japanese lady from Kill Bill that she goes after.
Oh,
I think
go
it's
go.
about her daughter. Go, yeah, Go's daughter is in this like this short they made in Fortnite for Kill Bill, and it was like
Hmm.
blessed by Quentin Tarantino and stuff. It's super weird, but it's crazy. Like it's Fortnite is everything. Fortnite is ubiquitous, you know. So, but yeah, staying on the Steam train. Choo Choo. You played some more Monster Hunter Wilds, and you got to Omega, and did you guys end up beating Omega on hard? Omega is this for context. Omega is this super boss in Monster Hunter Wilds that is a crossover with Final Fantasy 14. Am I getting
Yep.
that right?
Yep.
Okay. Fill us in.
Yeah, no, I didn't. We didn't beat the like Savage version of it or whatever. The
That.
Primal Omega. Can't remember what it's called, but
Mm-hmm.
we we did like one attempt on it, but we just haven't farmed for the equipment yet to do that. Um, and we're also like not the most proficient at the normal fight of Omega because the normal fight's pretty long. It's got a lot of health, so it's got some insta kill moves too. So, but
Yeah, yeah. I saw that fight on YouTube and I was like, this thing looks insane. This seems like I looked at it, I'm like, this thing looks like it's just like a not a bullet sponge, but you know what I mean, like that sort
Yeah,
of thing. Very, very spongy. Yeah.
it takes a while to kill for sure, but it's kind of fun. But yeah, it's not too bad of a fight, that normal one. You just have to have the right build.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure. But yeah, Omega. I need to. I want to keep getting higher hunter ranks. I know maybe you don't think it's worth it because you don't. You've said your piece about that game, but if they ever come out with an expansion, I want to be
If
like
they come
ready
out with
for
an
it.
expansion, maybe they'll change my mind on that thing, sure. But like, I
Yeah.
can't recommend that thing. I've come around on that thing. I kind of like playing it okay, but like
Yeah.
it just isn't a good game in my opinion. Like I just don't I can't. It's like with Pokemon. Like I liked Pokemon, like I liked ZA, but I don't see that as a good game. I'm the same way with Wilds. So
I think both games are good. I don't think both are great. That's where I'm
yeah,
at. So I think they're both very successful at being proficient video games,
yeah,
but their shortcomings keep them from greatness. I think that is the epitome of a good game. It's not actively bad in any way. It's just it
no,
leaves
not
you wanting
really.
more in a kind of negative way, you know.
Yeah,
So that's the way I think of it. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but
no,
that's just what I think.
that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, with those little check-ins, I have been beating some video games like I mentioned, and the game I got through that I'm kind of happy to be done with, not in a bad way, just I'm ready. I was ready to move on. I beat Assassin's Creed Shadows. I actually did that. Um, I did a lot of side stuff. I really did. My final play time, I always go back to these Assassin's Creed games. Like I'm not worried about getting everything done. It'll happen. Um, I put 42 to 4 hours in that thing. Um, and I liked it for the majority of it for sure. Um, I really came around on the Yasuke of it all. So like Yasuke is, if you don't know, in history is like the only recorded instance of a black samurai, an African samurai, basically. And they shoehorn him in the story in a really gnarly way at the beginning, and it seems really forced. They like cram him in there, but by the end, I really came around on his role. He's a lot more interesting. He's a lot more fleshed out than I thought he would be, and a lot of that has to do with the stuff they do to wrap it up the very back at the end of that game. They like flesh out his like slave upbringing and coming on a boat um, with his I think his Spaniards with his mom and them like killing her in front of him and everything. So he has like a vendetta against the Templars, this proto version of the Templars. Um, and it, I wish they showed it towards the beginning of the game. And it sold me on it at the very end. I'm like, okay, now he's a good character. But I'm like, we took 40 hours to figure this out. Um, the secondary or the major character is Naue. Like it's her game pretty much, the female assassin, and she's good throughout. I think she's really good. And I also think the NPCs that you like build your little town village with are very well written and defined, especially given like the the other games that have come before this with the Odyssey and Valhalla having basically, I was listening to our game of the year conversation the other day where I talked about my time with Odyssey, that game being a mile wide and an inch deep, and the characters have been written like that for the last couple games, and they do a lot better in this one. So, on the whole, I think it's a very good Assassin's Creed game, which is important because the other two, Valhalla and Odyssey, were not very good Assassin's Creed games. Um, but they were okay open world games, in the style of The Witcher 3. So this game is way different than those, and on a specific mechanics level, it's not like MMOE combat. It's very fisticuffs. It's kind of like a iteration of the let's call it Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag combat, where it's very counter based and very timing and parry based, which I like. I really like that. Um, and it's mostly successful. I think it's a good game. Um, some of the shortcomings that it has have to do with pacing, story pacing, structure. I didn't love. It takes from the Assassin's Creed 1 structure where they just say like, go hunt all these targets. So you're just basically killing fools in broad daylight for no reason. It feels like a lot of the time, and there's not like this through line of a story necessarily. There's a lot of like it feels every part of this story feels side questy until it's not, and it I don't know, the structure kind of put me off in some way. But I guess to end it, Assassin's Creed Shadows. I think it's worth people people's time, and it's a good Assassin's Creed game. And it's also not so tied into the Assassin's Creed mythos that you have to like have a bunch of homework, which I think is important. So, like I think a couple good entries that I mentioned are Assassin's Creed 2. If you want the RPG flavor, Assassin's Creed Origins. If you want just like a standalone thing, Black Flag's great. And for you, Noah, this would be a good entry point. Shadows, I think it would be a good idea. Like if you wanted to get an idea what a modern Assassin's Creed feels like, this is a good place to go. So
Yeah.
yeah, I liked it. It was a good game. So yeah. Any thoughts on anything that I said or
Um, I don't, I don't really know much about this game. I'm not too interested in these like, open world Ubisoft
yeah
things. I just, I'll probably just play like an old Assassin's Creed if I really am bored and want to check one out. But I don't think I want to
just
play like,
yeah
I don't really think I'd want to play this thing.
yeah just play the Ezio trilogy and you'll be pretty
Yeah,
happy with that. Those were great games. So those games are better than this game. So
yeah,
and not in a bad way, but just in a realistic way. So and they have a nice tidy story that doesn't take too long. Like the time it took for me to beat this, you could probably beat most of the Ezio trilogy. Um,
yeah.
just their stories, which is nice. So yeah, I hear this thing to like completely complete it, all aspects of it takes over 100 hours. I'm sure I'll do it one day, but now is not the time. So, um, yeah, that's AC Shadows all done and dusted. It's on my top 10 for now. It's not going to be there for much longer. It's just there because I liked it for now, but it's probably not going to hang around. So, to segue into the next thing, very still Japanese coded. Um, yeah, I've been playing some Ghost of Yotei a little bit. I'm about 3 hours into that, and if we're talking like same sort of flavor, it feels very similar. But now that I played all the way through Shadows, and now I've played through a few hours of Yotei, their designs are completely different. Like those games are just not the same, and that's good because Ghost of Yotei does some really interesting design stuff that I like. I like how it feels. So a little bit about the structure of it. First off, it's a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima spiritually, not actually. It is not. It carries none of the characters, none of the story, nothing. It carries the flavors of that first game. You have a new protagonist, and it's like 300 years past the events of Tsushima proper. You play as Atsu, and it's a revenge quest. Blah blah blah. I've gotten into it on other podcasts, um, but the interesting things about this game is how it's structured. It's very unstructured, but it feels authored, and I think it's super interesting. Like I'm just tripping over opportunities, but I know for a fact they're curating this world for me to feel that way. And even knowing that, it still feels great. Like for instance, I'm running around talking to people. I picked up a bunch of bounties from this like cantina, and talking to a bunch of NPCs. And you get these like whispers, and they go like, "Hey, what's the good word?" And they'll say like, "Oh yeah, I heard this person's like shacked up in the hills. There's a bounty on him if you want to go get him." And then it'll literally give you like a bounty, like calligraphy drawing of this person, like, "Oh, the snake's hiding in Ishi Woods or whatever the hell." And it's really cool. Like it's it's got a good flair and cinematic, and the menus are very crisp and clean. It's got more pizzazz than Tsushima ever did. Um, it takes the base design menu stuff and like really kicks it up a notch here, where everything feels very authentic to the time period, but extremely stylish, and somewhat futuristic for video game uh, design works, I guess. But I guess there's like a lot of interesting stuff like that where like you're talking to people and they're just telling you bits of information, but it doesn't feel like story. It feels like hints or like, hey, this is cool here. Check this out. Hey, did you see that smokestack over there? Go right over there. It's not the Skyrim thing where like, hey, they see a mountain, you can go to it. It's not like that. It's like you're stumbling across interesting opportunities. Um, I was riding to another objective to like get like this treasure chest, and I stumbled upon a wandering Ronin who ended up just being a bounty that I had not gotten yet. And he's like, he was looking for me, like he was hunting for me because I have bounties out on myself, or people have bounties out on me. Basically, the Yotei Six have bounties on me, or their leader or whatever they call the main dude. And he was hunting me, and he was like, hey, I've been looking for you. Like, are we gonna do this thing? And you're like, well, I bet you got a bounty too. So it's like kill or be killed, you know? And so I do that, claim the bounty, turn it back in. And then when I do that, they're like, oh, now that you've done this, there's like a wolf den over here. These wolves are being attacked. Like we heard them in the distance, but we couldn't like it's all hearsay, but it's authored and it's so cool. You're just stumbling across really interesting stuff all the time. And I want to see how many surprises this game has. Like, is it gonna feel old? Because I've done all the bandit hunting and killing and standoffs of the first game, and this game has it too. Like, I'm not interested in that aspect of it. It's fine that it's here, but there's a lot of interesting design stuff like the whisper system and the um, the bounty system that I really want to dig into. It's a super cool game for what I've seen so far. So when it comes to PC, definitely play it. Definitely play it. I think it's very worth your time for sure. So yeah, I'll be chipping away at that. It's not very long. It's like 20 hours. I'm just going to play it normally and see where I get. Hopefully, I'll finish it this year. Maybe I won't. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's like this. I guess and to encapsulate it, the design feels like authored spontaneity, and I think it's super cool. You don't see that in a lot of open world games. Everything feels very checklisty in open world games, and that's why this feels so different. So
Yeah.
so yeah, that's a new video game I've been playing. You have been playing some more Nightreign and some new Nightreign. Do they have a new DLC that dropped? What's it called again?
The Forsaken Hollow. Yep.
Forsaken Hallows. Okay. So, a couple new classes. What's
Yep.
different about this DLC? Like, do they add new bosses, all new areas, anything like that?
So yeah, they've got new, day bosses, then they've got like two new, Night Lords. Those are like, the ones that are like not from previous games, not recycled content essentially, right? And then they've got the two classes, and then they've got a new area. I think they might have multiple areas. Let me just just the one new area, but
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, one new area, two new like bosses, and then two new classes, and there's a lot more that goes into that, because with those new bosses, there's like I said, the day bosses, and then there's also they've added just like a ton of new structures to like the base game map as well.
Mhm.
So there's like new points of interest basically on the base game map. So it feels like a whole like entirely refreshed game basically. Like feels like there's a lot more hours that can be put into that thing. I think unfortunately, either they've made it more difficult or I'm just really rusty, but or it's because I'm trying the new characters and I'm not used to them, but and I don't have like the best stuff for them like I did with other characters, but I've been struggling to just get to the new boss, let alone beat the new boss. So
Yeah.
it's it's just one of those things where you just kind of go through it, and you expect to die a lot, but get there eventually. You get there eventually. That's just kind of how those things work. You just gotta keep going at it. So, but yeah, I've been enjoying it. It's really good. The new classes are the Scholar and the Undertaker. Scholar
Yep.
is kind of like an items expert. He wants to use consumable items and level them up.
Mm-hmm.
And he can carry a ton of consumable items.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of his thing. And then he's got like some buffs and debuffs he does on the enemies and allies. And then the Undertaker is kind of a strength faith user. So she uses hammers, and she's basically trying to. She's got like a self buff that she does to improve like her movement speed and her combo ability and her like poise. So that she can just kind of go ham in short bursts, basically. That's kind of her character skill, and then her ultimate kind of just has her fly through the air at the enemy and do a huge hit on them. So it's a bit like Wilder's ultimate, but it's a lot easier to hit with because it kind of just homes in on the enemy. But it's not
Gotcha.
as like impactful, I'd say. But with her ultimate, whenever somebody else uses their ultimate, you automatically gain a use of your ultimate.
Oh, okay.
So you can kind of use it multiple times in a row. Like I've used it 3 times in a row before. After my allies both used their ultimates, I was able to use it, and then use it, and then use it. So
Gotcha.
yeah, so it's pretty fun. You know, I've been playing the Undertaker a lot, but the Scholar is definitely a more unique one. But Undertaker is kind of a mix between the two I was already playing, Wilder and Revenant. Wilder being the default Souls guy with good mobility
Right.
and good strength and dex, and then with Revenant being the sort of glass cannon summoner that uses faith pretty much exclusively. So having a strength faith character is pretty fun for me because I'm kind of used to that. It kind of blends those two playstyles together, so it's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So remind me, the Undertaker is the female
Yep,
class that like it was wielding this like heavy like I don't know
it's a
Morning
hammer.
Star or Mace.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
a
it's
like
a
a
hammer.
mace or hammer or morning star. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's she looks cool. I like that other guy too, the Scholar. He was cool.
Yeah,
He was very cool.
he looks really cool. I'd say I like his design a bit better, but gameplay wise, I'm probably better with Undertaker. But I do want to try and learn Scholar at some point because he's very interesting. The item management thing's pretty fun.
Yeah, for sure. It's a game I need to get into. One of these days I will. I will, I promise. But yeah,
But
it's a huge DLC drop for most of our Discord for sure.
yeah, and it just is gonna add a lot of gameplay to that thing because they not only made that new map, but they revamped the old map, and so it's just got so much more gameplay
Yeah.
in there. So
Mm-hmm.
breathed life into that
Yeah.
game, which that game, it already had a ton of content, so it wasn't lacking for content, but now it's just like
Right.
now there's just an overwhelming amount of content in that thing. That whole package is just a really good deal.
Yeah. No, I got all the DLC bought for it like on PC, and it's just a matter of getting a PC.
You got
So
the
I'm
deluxe version of that thing?
I got the deluxe, so
Nice.
I have
Yep, that
DLC.
comes with the DLC. So they didn't pull a Sega Atlas and tell you
Oh,
you were
don't
getting the DLC when you bought the deluxe version and then didn't. So
yeah, don't even get me started. Ugh, that stuff drives me crazy. It really
yeah.
does. And they, just to kind of like pick on that a little bit, like Atlas has seen a decline in sales for their initial games because of that, because people want to wait because they put out their games again. So
Yeah.
and it's an act of double dipping, and they know it. And I think they're getting punished for it, which is kind of like it's interesting. Like I wonder if they are not going to do a metaphor definitive edition because of that. So
Yeah. I mean, that sucks, kind of, I mean, like, I don't like the double dipping practice. I think they should just, do DLCs for their definitive version rather than trying to have people double dip.
mhm, for sure.
But I want to see more of that game. I want to see more. Um, they go in more in depth on some pieces of that thing. So
Hmm.
I'd love to see more of
Yeah,
that game. Definitely.
yeah.
More so than any
It
Persona
seems
game.
like something. Sorry, yeah. It seems like something they would. They'll start. They'll put out DLCs for it over time. That's what it feels like.
For Metaphor,
Uh,
you think so?
yeah. Well, sorry, I meant Night Rain.
Oh, Nightreign. Okay.
Sorry,
Well,
I.
Nightreign, I don't know, because that deluxe version just kind of guaranteed like the one DLC. They've never really stated they have plans for any more DLCs, so I'm not too sure they do another DLC, to be honest.
Really, it feels like they would. I don't know. It's popular enough. You think they would?
Is it that popular?
Um,
I actually don't know how like I've always heard that that thing did way worse than Elden Ring. So
yeah. It seems I in my gut. If I'm just calling a gut check here, it feels like they would do that, but I don't know.
I don't think
I
another
don't,
like DLC would be included in that deluxe though. Like if they did do another one, they would probably
no,
make
no,
it
no,
clear
no.
that hey, we gave you your DLC for buying the deluxe, but we kind of want money now.
Yeah, here's 20 more bucks for this
Yeah, the last
sort
one
of
was
thing.
$15, so they'll probably keep it at $15. But
Okay, sure, yeah. But I could see them supporting it as long as they want to,
maybe.
because I'm sure we'll buy it.
I
So
mean, yeah, I just think that they're wanting to shift development away from Night Rain now that they put out this DLC and shift all that development to Duskbloods because I think that's their next like huge thing that they're really wanting to pour their whole team into. Um, they've been developing this thing forever, Duskblood. So
mhm. That's
that
what I hear.
thing.
It sounds like they've been in the lab, shall we say?
This is this is like Miyazaki's vision basically is Duskbloods. Like he's been wanting to make this game for a long time. It sounds like so.
It sounds like it's also an extraction game in some
Yes.
ways. So
Yes. Yep.
that's interesting, like Escape from Tarkov sort of thing. Like really
That's his
cool.
biggest inspiration is to see it from Tarkov. So yep.
Hey, he's the goat. I mean, I trust him. He's directing this game. It means he believes in it, and the man has not missed.
Yeah.
Like if he is on this game, it is going to be awesome. It is
Yep.
going to be awesome.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see. That'll be. I bet you that comes out next year, and if not, it'll be delayed to the beginning of the following. But it'll be out next year. I think. Um, if I'm a betting man, I think it's a probably late 26 game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. That thing will come out next year. Late next year most likely, and it'll be great. That whole PvPvE thing. I think the Souls shell can can hold that. I think that is very plausible to be a good game. So
yeah. For
for
sure.
me, more souls is more souls. I can't really complain whenever I get more souls. So
Yeah. You sound like what's his name from the Dark Souls DLC. He goes, "Hand it over that
the
thing,
thing, your
your
dark
dark
soul,
soul."
a slave nightingale. How dare you forget slave
He goes,
nightingale?
"Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's cool. I like him. He kind of
He's,
looks like a garden gnome a little bit, but I like that about him.
I
He's
mean,
cool.
he is like the coolest Dark Souls character in my opinion, just because he has the broken great sword, and I'm a huge fan of broken sword runs, and so I absolutely adore that weapon of his.
Hmm.
It's so
He's
cool.
a cool character. I don't know who would be my favorite character. I I don't even know. I do like Artorias, man. I really do. I love Artorias. He's the man. Sif is a character. I like Sif too. Artorias and Sif, they're kind of a package deal, but Artorias is awesome. He'd be my pick. Um, but yeah, that's some more Night Rain. Noah's been playing it. All of chat's been playing it. Everybody's in chat playing that game. So good for everybody, for sure. If anything, I'm missing out. So that's on me. That is on me. But yeah, other than that, you've been playing some other video games. One of them being a game I've been extolling the virtues of, Hades and Hades 2 specifically. You've been playing more Hades 2 than Hades 1. So before we get into your thoughts, which I know how you feel about this game. So um, I think I'm at the point with it where I've decided to put it down. I beat it. I thought it was awesome. It's really good, super good. It's vying for my top spot. I don't know where we're at yet on it. It's so tight right now for my game of the year. I need to play Metroid and a couple other things to really decide, but it's um it's awesome. It's an awesome game. I really like how it wraps up. They fixed the story apparently. I kind of played it at the perfect time. Um but yeah, I beat all the runs of it. I did a lot of the bonds. I've seen a lot of that game. I played 45 hours of Hades 2 and really enjoyed it. It's in contention for my game of the year. I don't know where I'm at yet with it, but I'll turn the floor over to you. You are less high on it. You don't hate it or anything, but I guess walk me through what you think of Hades 1 and then I guess your time with Hades 2 and how long you played of each.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Hades 1. I, beat Hades in that thing, and I just felt like I had seen enough of that game. It's just kind of like a really kind of simple game, I think. That first one just there's not a huge amount of systems in that thing. Like the character designs are cool, and
Hmm.
it's a nice looking game and all, but I just didn't have a particular pull or attachment to that thing. I think Zagreus is cool, but
Yeah, I like Zag. Hmm.
um, and I liked Artemis quite a bit, but
Yes, you did. You love Artemis.
but
Mm.
I uh, I did that, and then I was just like, okay, I think I'm just gonna try out Hades 2 now. I've seen enough of this thing for now.
Mhm, mhm.
And yeah, Hades 2. Yeah, that one has quite a bit of more gameplay in that thing. There's a lot more
A
variety in
lot
that
more.
thing.
Yeah.
And a lot more
It's like 2 games worth, I
systems.
would say,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Um, but it's it's a fine game. I I almost like some aspects of that first game better. Um,
Really?
yeah,
Huh,
like some of
okay.
like the simplicity of that first game, I think, is kind of nice. Just like knowing that that one run, and like there's not much variation in that thing, whereas there's quite a bit of variation in that second thing. So
I
um,
like that about it, though. I think 2 has a nuance the first doesn't have, personally,
yeah,
but
two is definitely the better game, but there's just some aspects of the first game I like better.
mhm,
But
mm.
yeah, that second game it's pretty good. Um, I've beaten Kronos a few times, and I've beaten Typhon once, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm good to just put this thing down for now. I played enough of that thing. Um, yeah, I liked it. I just I wasn't really high on it. It's just not it hasn't really clicked with me. Um, but I enjoyed my time with it. It's a good game. Objectively,
Yeah, I think so.
it's just not really my cup of tea.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very high on it because I've seen the path of Supergiant. I've played every one of their games and to completion, all of them, and I think this is by far their best work. And it's nice to see that kind of journey lead to this game. And I feel like it's getting forgotten in a way where I'm like kind of miffed about it. Not in a, like a it's kind of a dumb thing to gripe about. It just feels like everyone is so Claire obscure pilled this year, like no one's even talking about Hades 2. And I think Hades 2 is so vastly superior to Hades 1, which won Game of the Year, let's not forget, from almost every outlet. I think it is well worth people's time. And I think it's significantly better than Hades 1. Um, and for the reasons like you said, I think that the complexity of the I guess the mechanics I think is really well done here. Like every mix of abilities you have can work if you know what to go for. The first one is very simple, like you said, to beat the game with. Like
Yeah.
the course of that game is you beat Hades 10 times and you beat it completely, like the main story, right? But if you beat him one time, you get credits. Hades 2 is not like that. Like Hades 2 is like you have to beat this game in its entirety to get credits. And that's not like the end all be all to like, oh, I beat a game necessarily, but like it's a significantly longer road to know you have finished the main golden path, I suppose, which is important if you're trying to play a lot of video games in a year, like I am. But even doing that took me 40 plus hours. Whereas like I beat Hades 1 in like 12 hours because it's not that hard to beat a run once you know what you're doing. Um, but Hades 2 is way different because it's almost like they put Hades 2 and 3 in the same game because they put another route up as well as down for your runs. So you're constantly juggling paths and different enemies along the way. And I just think the writing is stellar. The art design in particular is just gobsmacking. It might be the best like art in a game I've seen this year. Like just pure drawing. Like Gen Z's got it. Like she is such a craftsman of character design. Like I don't think anybody can do it as good as her. Like the closest is like Atlas doing their work. Like I think Shigenori Soejima is top, but like Gen Z's like right around there. She's echelon, top echelon. Um, but yeah, the music is fantastic. The execution of mechanics is just top tier. It's the best roguelike I've played, and I don't think it's particularly close, really at all. I think I will hold this up as the champion of that kind of like subgenre until we're done and dusted. I don't think a game is going to get better than it until they make a Hades 3, which they probably will because this game is still selling really well. So, I mean, personally I would want them to move away from Hades at this point because the way Hades 2 wraps up, not to spoil it, they really tie up some loose ends, especially with the first game. Like the first game leaves some threads hanging. The second one leaves no doubt. Like their story is pretty much done. Like there's like almost no animosity between any character at the end of that game. It's I'm not going to spoil it because it's kind of worth people saying, especially with their new stuff they did. But it's really interesting where they end up. I think it's pretty polarizing that ending, and people are not going to like it that much. Or some people might not. It's polarizing, I think. But I liked it personally. I thought it was well done. But Hades 2 is on the short list for my game of the year, along with Clay Obscure, Death Stranding, and we'll see where we're at with Metroid by the time I'm done. But it's looking pretty good. I'm playing Metroid Prime 4 right now, which we'll get into in a minute. But yeah, a lot of good video games, and those are tops for me. And Hades 2 is up there. So I'm glad you looked at it and played it. I encourage that. So you've played a lot of stuff that I've brought your way this year, and I need to do that in kind. So I will be playing some stuff that you recommend because I just feel like I owe you. I just genuinely feel like I owe you. So
yeah, I'm just trying to play stuff that I don't usually play. So that's
yeah, I like that about you, that you branch out in unexpected ways where I'm like, oh, he's actually trying this out. That's cool. That's really cool.
it's either I just get a wild
Like
hair to play some old weird thing, or I just get a wild hair to play something that somebody's recommended me. But
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. But I think that's the end cap for me with Hades 2. I don't think I'll bring it up again until Game of the Year, which is good because I have so much other stuff to play, so many new video games. Like I I feel like I've purchased the games I want to buy for the year, besides maybe one or two, and I'm just going to be picking at those till February. Like once we do Game of the Year, end of February, we're gonna have a lot more stuff to talk about, I think. So, yeah, some this isn't in the notes, but we were talking just in chat this past week, and I think the games I brought up to you that you should look at for sure is like that Trails in the Sky remake, Clair Obscur you should probably look at, and then I don't know if you like Dragon Quest, but that remake's really good. So there's some stuff. There's a lot of stuff, but yeah, you've played a lot of new video games this year too.
Yeah. Yep.
So and you're getting Metroid as well. So you'll be
Yeah,
playing
yep,
that.
I am. Yep, it's waiting on it, so we'll see when I get that. Um,
Yeah. Um. So yeah, before we get into the Metroid talk, because there's a fair amount of that in this game block, I want to hear about your trials and tribulations attempting to like really beat Final Fantasy 9. Like you like sat down and were like, I'm gonna do this damn thing, and you got pretty close, right? How like you did the like bulk of the stuff you didn't want to do.
yeah, I did. Yeah, there was like I had gotten to a part to where I needed to do like a bunch of the like chocobo whatchamacallit, like the chocobo treasure hunt stuff, and I absolutely hate that stuff. Funny little
Yeah.
anecdote with that stuff. I did that during this playthrough, like the first round of that chocobo treasure hunt stuff, and it took me like ages to get through that, like 4 hours, something stupid like that, to get through that, and and then I like went to an area without saving and died. So
Oh yeah.
I had to do all that again. Luckily, the second time around, it took me like maybe half that time, but I was like, okay, I am so done with this chocobo treasure hunt stuff. But then I got to that portion again to where I needed to do more of that stuff. I was like, oh my gosh. And so I was just kind of dreading going back and doing that. But I finally got back and went ahead and did all that. And so now I've got my chocobo mostly upgraded. There's like one more upgrade I can do for the thing, and then I have it fully upgraded and whatever. Um, and so yeah, yeah, but I'm getting through that game. And I'm at a really cool part right now. I'm at the part where you're hearing the title music, like the title screen music. So, that's really cool, hearing the title screen music in like the dungeon that I'm in, you know? So, I'm
Right.
getting to like
Right.
the meat and potatoes of that thing now, I think. Yeah, I'm getting to like the core of that thing. So, like that
Mhm.
thing's great throughout, but now it's like I'm getting to like the mid sort of towards making my way towards the end game. So, you know, I'm I think I'm close to like the start of disc 3, but I'm getting there. So, I'm enjoying my time with that thing now. It's a great game. I like that thing a lot. I like the characters, I like the music, like everything about that thing. I really like the thing that's rough with that thing is just the load times and just the random battles. I mean, I'm just not a random battle person to begin with. So, but
Right. Right.
yeah, those load times and those random battles are pretty brutal. Um, but if you can get past them, then that's a great game. So
Hmm. It's just I feel like games nowadays surfacing those battles, it's just making those games better. These RPGs, these current RPGs, like you can still have a bunch of battles, but like in metaphor specifically, where you can like actually engage with them, like that's more engaging to me than walking in nothingness and then having to stop and fight a thing. That's just not fun.
yep,
Um, so that's what makes those games hard to go back to in some way, is that fact, um, that you have to contend with just random happenstance and chance. But it's I want to play that all the way through. I've been meaning to get back to my cozy gaming, but a lot of new releases have kept me from doing that this year. I have beaten a lot of video games, like a lot. So I'm nearing 40 games completed. I just finished my 36th game, which I will talk about here in just a hot second. But it's been a lot of new releases I've beaten and stuff that I've had on the shelf for a while too. So RPGs have kind of gone by the wayside in a way I didn't want them to. So hopefully I get back to that pretty soon. But yeah, that's Final Fantasy 9. Doggone it, you're gonna beat it. You got
I
this
will.
thing. I know you.
Yep.
Yeah. So the first time you beat this game, what did you beat it on? Did you beat it on
I beat it on
Steam or
console. Yeah, no, I beat it on
console?
console, but it was so long ago. I barely remember.
Okay. So it might as well be like almost a new experience for you.
It is, yeah, yeah. It was the first PS1 game that I bought. So when I got the thing.
Oh wow.
And so, yeah, it was ages ago, but I really don't remember anything past like disc one. So
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, but like everyone, all the OGs that have played most of them think that is the best one personally. Like either
yeah,
that or 6.
yeah,
People think 9 or 6 is the best one.
those are great
But
games. Yeah.
I'm a 7 homer. You know that. I want to break myself of that though by playing their other stuff, and
Yeah.
that's the goal. That
Seven's
is the
cool
goal.
too.
So
That's the one that everyone kind of tends to like. So this is the mass appeal one for sure.
mass appeal one, yeah, for sure. It's from it comes from a place where they're getting back to their roots, I think, and it's also the swan song for Sakaguchi, being on those games.
You mean 9?
Um,
Yeah.
9, yeah,
Yeah.
that was Hironobu Sakaguchi's last game.
Yep.
So,
Yep. It's a
last
beautiful
game
game.
with Square.
Like,
Mhm,
yeah, every time
mhm.
I'm seeing like like cutscenes and stuff like that, like I'm just like bawling my eyes out. Like it really is a beautiful game. But
Yeah, from 9 and 10 on, like they start varying very differently what Final Fantasy is. So, and that's the thing about Final Fantasy. They're very of the moment games. Like
Yep.
13 is like a corridor walking RPG that was very of the time in that 360 PS3 era.
Yep.
16 is very God of War 2018, like stuff like that,
Yep.
So it's interesting to see the time and place. Like it feels like untouched from like trends, these from 9 back,
Yeah,
so
definitely. Yeah, 9. Well, they were the trends. Like 7 through
yeah.
9, and even just like 4 through 6, and 1 through 3. Those were the trendsetters. Like 1 through 3, that and Dragon Quest were like the template for JRPGs, and then like the SNES era, like every JRPG in the SNES era was templated off of Final Fantasy, you know.
Mhm.
Maybe
Dragon
Dragon
Warrior,
Quest as
obviously, but
well.
yeah.
But I'm not sure if those were still like, as popular in that era or not, but
Yeah.
the and
Final
then
Fantasy didn't really like hit its stride till 4 technically.
yeah.
Um,
Yep.
so-
Yeah, 4, but yeah, 4 was like, the first one of the first games that was like, like, yeah, we're just gonna do like this story focused JRPG thing, and that is like what everyone thinks of now as JRPGs, like that sort of story focused RPG type thing, like character story driven RPG, and that is templated off of 4. Like I don't think there's like any doubt about that. Like 4 is the template for that, and
Yeah.
I haven't played 4. I really need to get around to it. I know I would like that thing because I love 6, but
Yeah. Mhm.
6 I was like kind of able to breeze through. Like there was like portions of it that I kind of like was slogging through, but like most of it I was able to like breeze through. With like 9, like sometimes I have to force myself, and that's just because I'm playing on actual hardware, and those load times are
Yeah.
pretty egregious. Whereas with 6, I was playing emulated, but on my Wii. But I wasn't playing on CD-ROM, so I didn't have the CD-ROM load times. Because I actually own that thing on CD-ROM, but I chose not to play that thing on CD-ROM. After like 5 minutes of playing 6 on CD-ROM, I'm like, nope, I'm not doing this.
That's probably the way to go. It's just the way you're doing it.
Yeah, I really want to play 5 though. I need to find a good way to play 5 on my TV.
Hmm. I know you don't want to do it. The pixel remasters are good. I think they are good.
I don't like the
Um,
fonts in those personally, but
you can change it. You can change the font.
yeah.
I personally don't either. But they added a version for the regular font, and I'm like, okay,
Okay,
good.
maybe I could check that out.
Oh,
But
that was literally my problem
yeah,
with those versions of those games.
yeah.
But they remedied that.
Okay, I didn't know
So
that.
that's how I got through. Yeah, and they're really good, crisp, clean versions of it, and it's always on sale. I always see it on sale. It's on sale on Switch, probably I think right now actually. So it has been in the last week. I know that. So it's definitely worth looking at. It was like $45, I think, for 6 games. I mean that's a deal. So
Yeah.
I think you should play 5 the modern way. And they have some like quality of life stuff if you want to use it, but you can tailor it how you like. I think that's really cool that they just let you play their game however you want. So
Yep.
like you can speed up random battles, for instance. I'm like, okay, this is just like a godsend. So because you're still doing the battles, you're still doing the inputs, but you're like just speeding it up. So I think that's cool. More games should do that. Actually, Trails in the Sky actually does that too. They speed up battles and stuff too. If you kind of feel like you're lagging behind a little bit. So yeah, I think you should play 5 that way because yeah, they have fixed it. So
Yeah.
just
I,
so you know. Um, but
I
yeah. Um,
yeah, I need it. I definitely want to check the thing out though. Both
mhm.
those 4 and 5 seem probably the next Final Fantasies I'll tackle after 9. I'm also very 8 curious, and I need to get around to 7 because every time I boot up 7, I
Yeah,
just can't get through that thing. So
I I wonder if you should play 7 before 8. I wonder. I don't know. 7 and 8, they're so tight at the hip to me. Like they feel like informed by
yeah,
the other. Well, 8 feels informed by 7 specifically.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think 5 would be good. Yeah, you should check out 5. That's the one people in Japan like. So yeah, I want to finish 6. I want to finish 9 because you did. And I want to talk about them on our platform here. So I will find the time to do that. I promise. But yeah, other than you making your way through that game, making your way downtown, walking fast, I have been morph balling and double jumping in Metroid Prime Remastered. I played the remaster and I think that game is good. I have beaten that before on GameCube. I know, shocking that Metroid Prime Original is a
No
good game.
way. That's an unpopular
Yeah,
opinion.
is it really? It's uh, it's a good game. I think people really glaze that game in a way that kind of
Oh, I
no,
mean,
in a way that off put me where I'm like, they're like, oh my god, it's the best game ever, and I'm like, it's a great game in a lot of ways. Some of the design stuff has not survived the
yeah.
passage of um namely being like okay, in the remaster version at least, I know if you roam around for a while, they'll tell you where to go, or at least if you get lost, they'll go like, okay, you should come to this area. I don't know in the regular GameCube version they do that. I don't remember. It's been 15 years since I played that on the original hardware, or on Wii or whatever I played that on. But you are just stumbling around forever sometimes. You're doubling back in areas you've been to 30 times, and it gets really, really tedious in a way that kind of off puts me. And I'm like, the other Metroids aren't like that as much. Well, they are like that a little bit, but they're so much more easy to move around. And some of the geometry in the first one kind of gets a little annoying, like a little bit. And it's not because it's hard necessarily, it's just because it's tedious to get through. Because, like, you could be going this one way specifically. I was trying to get one of the artifacts, right? Which they also don't tell you how to get. You have to stumble around finding those in like places where you like would never find them. So I was like, screw this. I'm looking up a guide. I'm not gonna stumble any longer looking for this artifact. Like they give you hints, but like one was like in Fenandra Drifts, like in a tower that you have to like look through a window and like shoot the tower opposite in a way where like the game doesn't even tell you. And I'm like, how the hell would I have known this? And they don't say anything and they don't give you hints about anything. And I think that's a detriment to you playing a Metroid game. Like it should breadcrumb me enough to get me to where I need to go. Not giving me the answer, not giving me the answer, but just enough to just poke at it and go, oh, I know what's going on here because I'm not dumb. You know, I played a lot of video games. I played a lot of Metroid games, um, and I don't know. Some of that stuff is bad towards the end. It's like the Triforce hunt in Wind Waker, but not guided at all. Like the 12 artifacts you have to hunt, they just leave in places and they give you very very slim hints, and they don't. There's no way you would know unless you're like pixel hunting sometimes. Like what am I supposed to do? Um, and it was really frustrating. The last 5 hours of this game were really frustrating for me. Um, but I liked it. I liked it on the whole. The 15 hours of it, I was having a blast. Like, I followed a walkthrough when I needed to. Like, I'm like, okay, I've stumbled around here for an hour. Where the hell am I supposed to go? And sometimes the menu will go like, you need to go here, or you need to go to this side. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's the direction I want. I want to nudge. I don't want to push. I want to nudge. You know, and the game mostly was good about that until the artifact stuff. Once you get there, it is. They might as well like blind you and then smack you in the face and go like, "Good luck, idiot. Where the hell is this shit? We're not going to tell you. We're going to tell you where they kind of are." I'm like, okay, so you're telling me they're in this area, but I'm not seeing anything here. I'm just not, you know. And some of it's not even like obvious. So I don't know. It's just a criticism I have. It doesn't make the game bad. I just think it's poor design choices towards the end. And that's the people. That's what people have. They have problems with Wind Waker because of it too. And I think it's a valid criticism. I really do. And it was a detriment to my enjoying of that game. It knocked it back a peg in my estimation. So I hope Metroid Prime 2 and 3, which I want to play, aren't like that where they're I don't want to be handheld like a toddler, but I want to be nudged. I hope they do more nudging in those. It seems like Metroid Prime 4, from what I played, it seems more like a modern video game. So hopefully you don't have that problem. But I just hope that game nudges me. You know, as I just it drives me crazy whenever they just go like, figure it out, stupid. I'm like, well, maybe I am stupid. I don't know where the hell to go. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm at. Metroid Prime Remastered. It's a good game. I got about 60 to 70% of everything. I scanned as much as I could. Um, it's not a hard game, like in terms of combat. It's pretty easy actually. Like the combat is almost not the point of that game. It's like puzzle solving. Um, but there is one boss that is pretty annoying. Towards the end of the game in the phase on mines. But yeah, Samus is cool as hell. That remaster is really crisp. It's a really good looking remaster for a Switch game. Yeah, I if you're gonna play any Metroid game, I think you should stick with the first and then play that like to get yourself familiar with Metroid Prime, and then just play Prime 4 because 2 and 3 are, from what I hear, are good games. They're not like as good as remastered or Metroid Prime originals. So that's what I'm doing. I'm playing
Yeah.
the ones they have on Switch. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, I
if they
mean, I
put
think 2 is
Switch,
worth playing, but it I think I like 2 a little bit better than that first one, but it's also been a long time since I played 2. Um,
yeah,
but and then I
yeah.
just haven't gotten around to 3 yet.
Well, three's the Wii one. Like three, I hear gets a little talky for people's liking too, and people get so crazy about Metroid NPCs, and I'm like, who cares? Like, are you having fun playing as Samus? All right, like all this, like everyone's like, I need to be isolated and ignored when I play a Metroid game. I'm like,
It's
what are
not
you, a
Dead
weirdo?
Space.
No. Well, even Dead Space isn't like that. Like you are constantly have people chirping at you, but I'm like, the longer these games go, the more they add to it to make it feel more modern. I don't know. Like, if anything, Metroid is like Nintendo's Halo. Like, it kind of is, in a weird way. It's not because it came before Halo, but like that same principle of like sci-fi space shooter with a badass in a helmet. Like that's kind of what they're doing.
Yeah, I
So
mean, that people are always, measuring up the Halo campaign to the Metroid Prime campaign,
yeah, I think
that
Halo
Metroid,
2 is where it's at. Technically,
yeah,
3 is the best Halo campaign, in my
yeah.
opinion. Halo 3 and Reach, but
But I don't think any
um,
of those campaigns like are as good as Prime. Like I just don't. I think that Prime
no,
is
I
just
would push back on that. Reach is far superior to Metroid Prime. I
yeah.
don't
I
think
haven't
Metroid Prime
played
is
Reach, but
near as good a game.
mm,
Yeah, Reach is incredible. Reach is the best Halo campaign. It's one of the best shooter campaigns, and
that's the only Halo
Halo
campaign
is
I haven't played is Reach. I've played 1, 2, and 3.
yeah. Reach. I beat Reach on Legendary, which is very hard to do. That is one of the hardest campaigns. I adore Reach. It's awesome. People like ODST a lot too. It never quite clicked for me, that one. But if we're gonna compare the two directly, like I think Reach dog walks Metroid Prime 1. I'm sorry. Like
Mm.
it's a revisionist take, maybe. I don't know. I just played Metroid Prime, so I played Reach like 30 times all the way through. But yeah, they are disparate things, they are different things. But um yeah, remastered was good. I liked it. I liked it a fair bit. So it took me about 20 hours. Yeah, 20 hours. So yeah, a little couple check-ins with things before I get into the Metroid Prime 4-ness of it all. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about Half-Life. Um I guess what's your history with Half-Life? Because I don't think I even know.
I played Half Life.
Like as a series. Okay, Half-Life 1, right?
Yeah, yeah, I beat that thing. Yeah, a
Okay,
while
that's the
back.
one I'm playing too. So
Yep, I beat that thing. I never got around to the second one or anything else. I don't really understand the hype around it. Like, I played that first one. I was like, yeah, this thing's fine. I don't see how it breaks the internet. I guess I just think it's a fine like a boomer shooter sort of thing. I like it, but I like boomer shooters all right. So um,
yeah, I think Half-Life 1 is a time and place thing for people that care about Half-Life. I think a lot of it has to do with just where they were when they played it, what video games were like when it came out. Like it was the start of like this cinematic presentation for games. Like you had Ocarina of Time, and you had Metal Gear Solid 1 in the same year. Like it felt like video games
yeah,
grew up all at once, you
and
know.
it kind of also mattered like what you had available like to play on because like
Mhm.
a lot of people just had a console, but then a lot of people just had a PC to play on as well. So
Yeah.
like the people who
Mhm.
only had a PC, like they're like Valve diehards. I know a lot of people that like Gavin could go and take a fat dump and they'd buy that because I mean it's Gavin, so
I mean, for Valve quality, like there hasn't been a bad Valve game in my opinion. I mean, if you want to talk about Artifact, I don't know, whatever, you can do that. But um, I think Half Life One is very cool. It's a cool history lesson, I suppose. It's really interesting to see like how it was made, especially like Valve has a couple documentaries up from the NoClip people, which I always bring up on this podcast. They basically hired NoClip's production team, Secret Base, to make documentaries for Half Life One and Two, and it's really cool to see like how the original game got put together as Valve was getting founded. You know, at the same time, like concurrently. It's really fascinating, like to see like the breakthroughs and just technology, the art kind of journey they go through, the how they came and stumbled upon the design for Gordon Freeman. Like all that stuff is really interesting. I think people should watch that documentary for sure. But just seeing that and comparing that to the game Half-Life, it's something. Like it feels in some ways kind of modern. Like it plays really well still. It plays exceptionally actually for its age. I think it's really awesome to play, even with a controller, not just mouse and keyboard. I'm just like, man, they just kind of nailed it. Like it feels very polished still. Um, and it's one of those things where like in the documentary they were talking about, and I'm not going to harp on exactly what I saw all the time, but like Gabe Newell was talking about like every time you walk, you need to have the world react to you. You can't be just like I don't know, things are just happening. Like things need to react to you, the player. Like when you shoot a wall, bullet holes need to be in the wall. Like that sort of thing wasn't in video games like that. Like they innovated in a lot of levels. Like um, voice acting, little chirps and barks. That stuff had not existed in games very often at that sort of time and place. And ambient sound and echo and all that stuff. It was like groundbreaking for the time, and it's still like really fascinating to see kind of what it has in its makeup. Looking back on it, 20, almost 30 years now, and it's just really fascinating. I think Half Life is a fascinating game. The making of it is really wild, and I think it's awesome. I think Half Life was awesome. And what prompted me to play it is if they put out a three one day, I want to be up to date, and I haven't played the first, so that's kind of where I'm at. Everyone's been valving it up lately, talking about, oh, is Gaben putting out Half Life 3, and I'm like, oh, they might. I've heard some stuff, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. People have been saying
3.
that since
I
07.
still can't believe you're going on about Half-Life 3. That's not happening. They're not doing Half-Life 3.
I would bet some good money that it probably does.
Oh
But,
my gosh.
I'm just
lose
saying,
so much money like all the other people who've bet.
I
That thing's been like rumored since the dawn of the internet. Like,
I don't think you should just dismiss it out of hand. I've heard from multiple people that Valve has told them that is coming out. Straight up. No, I'm not messing with you.
that's
Like,
fun.
and a little bit is okay. There's a game that they have made. That is a fact. And it is a secret game. That is also a fact. And there's multiple dates out for this game that Valve is using to weed out leakers. So that when people are releasing these dates, these random dates, they're going like, okay, they're a leaker, cut up access to all these people. Like they are really being careful about the rollout of this thing. And listen, man, if I'm right about this, I told you so. Okay. I definitely
Sure.
told you so
Sure.
because like I've heard from very, very close sources to this here, like people that have followed this space for a long time. They're like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen in the next like 4 months. I'm like, okay, let's see. I mean, if they're wrong, whatever. It's Half Life 3, like it's this vaporware game, right? That
It's one
doesn't
of the
exist.
last holy
But if it
grails of like,
exists, yeah.
yeah, of like games that like people ask for. That's for sure. Because like we got Silk Song, and people can't Silk Post anymore.
Well, Silk Song was always a video game. Like Half Life 3 has only been mentioned.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, like they have only mentioned Half Life 3. There's been builds that have been shown of Half Life 3. They even show it in the documentaries for Half Life 1 and 2. They show Borealis. They
I
show
always,
exactly what it
I
is.
mean, I always thought of Alex as just like that's what they did instead of Half-Life 3.
But it's not even. It's a side game almost.
Right,
Like
but that they just decided not to like continue on the Gordon Freeman story and
yeah. Well, there's literally like, okay, I'll get into it a little bit. Like the G-Man, he's this like supernatural character no one really knows anything about. Like they still haven't released what he is to this day. But in his makeup, like they just wanted to make it a mysterious character that hang out in the background in Half-Life 1. But he's been kind of taken on this life of his own. And in Half-Life Alex, basically a character gets resurrected that had died in Half-Life Episode 2. And he basically says like, "Oh, I can give a potential future a little nudge because Alex takes place in the past before episode 2 happens." And she's like, "Oh, can you save somebody I love?" And he's like, "Oh, that's a big nudge." And he does it. And it basically reverses like the big cliffhanger of episode 2. So I don't know if they carry that in the third game or what, if that's canon or what, I don't know. But like they have actually moved that story on just a little bit. And they've actually shown Gordon Freeman and Alex as well. So it's that story is they want to continue. I know they do. So I've heard specifically that Valve was waiting for predictive physics engines to come into vogue in a way where they can implement in their game. So this predictive physics engine that I've heard of would not basically compute raw physics data. It would predict them in a more realistic way. And they wanted to implement that in Half-Life 3 in a way that would make sense, in a way that was possible for their hardware and for modern video games. That's what I've heard this week. That is a credible source I've heard as well. That they were waiting this long to make Half-Life because they wanted to do something interesting. Because every single one of their games has been groundbreaking in some way, and they wanted this to be the thing for that game. Because they, Half-Life 1 was like groundbreaking on a technology level. Second one, same thing with Source 2 engine and story in games and all that. Half-Life Alyx VR game, like one of the better VR games that we've seen, and it's probably the best VR game, honestly. And this one is like really rad physics stuff that you just don't see in games because it's really hard to do. But they wanted to do it so it's like low computation stuff that is easy to process. It's like this new technology that I've heard. So, take that with a grain of salt for sure. It's something I read, right? But I would buy it a little bit. It's a lot of stuff all at the same time, and I'm like, okay, this is all pointing one direction. Like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If it doesn't, whatever. But like, I'm pushing all my chips in, and I'm not even the biggest Valve guy. Like, I like Valve's games. I played Half-Life 2 in the orange box. I beat both Portals. I like their games fine. I think if they're gonna do it, it's gonna happen real soon, like real soon. And if they show up at the Game Awards next week, I told you, I don't know. I don't know. I
Sure.
don't know, but it would be cool. It'd be very cool. So
Sure.
anyway, that's Noah's skeptical to say the least, which is fine. You should be skeptical because it's Half-Life 3. It is the most
You're
rumored video game.
supposed to be skeptical about Half-Life. If you're not skeptical, then Half-Life 3, you were born yesterday. That's just how it is.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I think the gap between Half-Life games is shorter than it's ever going to be. Like, they made Half-Life Alyx. Like, that was the gap. From episode 2 to Alyx, that was the gap. That was the longest it's going to be. Alyx to now, I think they're going to make another game before they reach that certain length again. I don't think it's going to be that long. I really don't. I mean, Valve makes games occasionally, and I think they want to put something on their new box for people to play. And I know it's Steam, but it's a new box they want to promote. So I think that's a good way to do that.
It's the Gavin Cube.
It is the Gabe Cube for sure. So anyway, that's enough of my proselytizing about freaking Half-Life 3. It's fine. If it comes out, I'm sure it'll be great. I genuinely do think it'll be great.
Sure.
Be a great game.
Sure.
Why
not?
They gotta have Mark Laidlaw come back for that thing. He's a great writer. He was like the guy at Valve writing those games. So if they brought him back, that'd be great. But yeah, other stuff I've been kind of touching. The Case of the Golden Idol, really good puzzle game. I don't think you'll check it out, but I really like it. I'm kind of picking my way through that. There's not much to say. It's like a murder mystery whodunit, like point and click adventure thing. And it's really good. I like that game a lot. Also, to kind of start my entrance into the cozy gaming space, Citizen Sleeper. I've been playing just a bit of that. That's been pretty fun. It's like I want to get into visual novels in a major way, and I've got a few lined up for the beginning of the year. Citizen Sleeper, Pentiment, technically Disco Elysium, 13 Sentinels. Like, I got a bunch, like boom, boom, boom. I want to check these out when I have some time. So, yeah. And then the last two games I want to talk about before we ended the game block is two brand new games that came out a day from each other. Marvel Cosmic Invasion, and yeah, it's a beat 'em up. It's a beat 'em up. I love Shredder's Revenge. It's from Tribute. They made that game. You played that game. You like Shredder's Revenge, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's a fun romp. It's a fun way to spend 2.5 hours, let's say. They made a spiritual. Well, they made a beat 'em up in the style of Shredder's Revenge with the Marvel IP, and it's really good. I think it's actually better than Shredder's Revenge on a first like impressions way. It feels way quicker, way more fluid. The animation is just like leagues better for some reason. I think they got some like Disney money to make this thing, and they actually have voice acting in here too that is consistent and lengthy. Like, every character has voice lines and they talk a lot, and it's really cool. It's cool to see another Marvel beat 'em up. It's been a long time since we've seen one of these. Since like X-Men Children of the Atom or Marvel superheroes. Like, it's been a long time since people have made side-scrolling X-Men / Marvel anything. So Not much to say about it. It's very short, just like Shredder's Revenge. It's meant to be played with all the 15 characters they dropped. But just off the top of my head, they have like they got Storm in there. They got She-Hulk, which I actually like the most right now. She-Hulk's great. Rocket Raccoon. I think Captain Marvel's in there, maybe. Nova's in there. Wolverine, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Captain America, just to name a few. So it's got a really good assortment of good roster, good assortment of characters that I really like. So Captain America is also a highlight. He can throw a shield and it bounces off of enemies, and yeah, it seems like it's good for four player co-op play. So I would like to play that with you at some point. I think it's real good. So I got it on Switch 2. Switch 2 is where I have it. So you're interested in it for sure, right? You
Yeah,
love Marvel.
I do like Marvel.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's another game that I'm looking forward to is that Marvel fighter from freaking
Yeah,
Arxis. Yeah.
yeah, Tokon. Yeah,
Yep.
that'll. I bet you
Shogun
that's
fighters.
out. Yeah, I bet you that's out before Evo next year.
Maybe.
I would
That'll
imagine.
be
I would
cool.
imagine
That'll be cool.
personally. Yeah.
The
Hmm.
problem with that thing is I'll probably be like the only one of my friends who would play that thing. So
No, I'm playing it. I'll
okay,
play it with you.
okay, cool.
Like I love Marvel stuff too.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'll be there. I will be there day one. I like
cool.
fighting games and I like Marvel as
Yeah,
well. So that game looks so sick. Iron Man looks just so
yeah. I
sick.
don't think they're
So
putting that thing out on PC right away though. Sadly, I think that's a
nope.
PS5
It'll be
exclusive for a bit. So I'll have to
it'll
wait.
be PS5 exclusive. You'll have to get a PS5 to play that, Noah.
They'll put that thing on PC eventually.
Well, I'm sure I'll be playing it. So maybe you can go to Rent a Center or something and get a PS5. I don't know. Do they still do that? I have no idea if they do that. Rent a Center.
I don't know. I
Uh,
don't know.
anyway, you could go like I'll borrow this for a week, right? get a
I've got
discount.
two people who would let me borrow their PS5 if I really had to, but
Okay, I know of one of them for sure.
yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so you'll get your hands on it eventually. I know. I have no doubt. I have no doubt you will. So yeah, just a little check in. Cosmic Invasion, something I started. I'm gonna beat it like tomorrow probably. I'm just gonna play it while I do other stuff. It's a fun game, really fun. I kind of want to see um I kind of want to see how the story goes and if it because like Shredder's Revenge is a great game, but like it gets repetitive very quickly. So it's nice to have a bunch of characters to play with because then it will feel better grinding those out. Like because you can get every character to max level and it kind of got tedious with the turtles like a little bit. So it's nice to have this variety of characters. It's fun.
Yeah.
Fun game, very fun game, very very easy to play, very good game to play. So, and then finally for the game block, I know I'm kind of taking up all the air here, but I started Metroid Prime 4. I That game is real. It's a real video game that I've played. It exists. It is no longer vaporware. They made it finally
But it's
after
bad.
restarting. No, it's not. Okay, I'll get into it. Like I've played about an hour and a half of it. But they restarted development on this thing like
Yeah.
years ago, and Nintendo basically issued a public apology about it and went like, "We're gonna go into the dark and we're gonna make this game. We're
Yeah.
gonna do it right. We're sorry." Um,
I
it was like what 3,000 some days since they announced it, something crazy.
I wonder what happened to that original like Metroid Prime 4, right? Like I wonder if
Yeah.
those files just exist somewhere still and like, that someday that just gets uncovered, right? That initial build of 4 that they
Mm,
scrapped. Like how
that would be
bad could
so
that
cool.
thing have been for them to have to like scrap that thing entirely?
My okay, so this is my theory. This is not. Don't think this is canon. Like I don't think this is even the right answer. But I think retro wasn't on this game, if I'm honest,
Yeah.
because Nintendo does work very mercenary with their big studios sometimes, or their big IP sometimes, especially Metroid. Like Metroid's made by other teams, so specifically Mercury's team. I'm not saying Mercury's team made Metroid Prime, like a version of that. They probably didn't, but who's to say they didn't have somebody else working on this thing? They didn't say Retro was for a while. They just said that Retro was doing the next iteration of it. So it sounds to me like they weren't doing it initially. Like that's just
Yeah.
it's conjecture, right?
They
It's
they had a
fascinating.
lot of different studios working on this thing from the looks of it. They had Next Level Games working on this thing. And they had a bunch of other like smaller studios working on this thing, like at least
You
like
mean
15 other
full
studios.
The new one, you mean?
Yeah, this game. Yes.
Okay. So as in a support capacity, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, they had a lot of
Um,
studios helping out in the support capacity, but
yeah.
who's
Mhm.
to say that one of those studios wasn't spearheading it at some point, and it just didn't turn out well, you know?
I think it would have been like a Bondi situation or something where they're
Yeah.
pretty tight with Bondi. Like I could see them doing something like that where they're just like, hey, work mercenary for us, make this game. Like we kind of need to make another Metroid Prime, and it just maybe didn't work out. I don't know. This is all conjecture for sure, but I yeah, and hearing Next Level made this, I could see it. Like something, excuse me, Next Level is really good at is fidelity in their games. Like Luigi's Mansion 3 is maybe the best looking Switch game, period. End of
Yep.
sentence. And Metroid Prime 4 is it is the best looking Nintendo game I think I've ever seen. It's crazy. The quality mode on this game on Switch 2 is 1080p 60. That's the quality mode.
Yeah.
All right. Undocked, it is 720, 120 frames per second. It's crazy. 720, 120 for undocked.
Can you
So
not play it
it's
in 120 docked?
I think okay, so I haven't looked at it docked. I played it undocked this afternoon.
Oh,
I haven't seen what it looks like docked, like on the
okay.
settings.
Okay.
I basically set it for quality on handheld and it was 1080p 60. But I also had the option to use 720,
I would want to. I
120.
would want to play that thing in 120, and I also want to play that thing with the mouse controls. I want to. Mess with those mouse controls again. Maybe I'll hate myself for trying those mouse controls, but I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna see how bad those things are or how good those things are.
I think it would work pretty well because like you're doing a lot of lateral movement with the cannon. Like you're doing a lot of this, you
Yeah.
know. I'm kind of swinging my hands,
Yep.
gesticulating, but like you're actually aiming very specifically because there's like weak points you need to hit on some enemies, or like you need to hit like these doors.
Yep.
You need to hit like triggers on these doors. So it's a lot of that too. But from what I've played of it, I've only played it handheld and then a little bit on the TV. Like I said, it looks absolutely phenomenal. Like Samus looks so good, so crisp. It's one of the best video games I've looked at like in a while. Just on a pure like bang, here's some money on the screen for you. It feels like that. And I don't think this game was an expensive game to make, maybe, but like they're really pushing the budge here, in a good way. Like it's a sharp looking video game. And I'm happy to say it plays like Metroid Prime. It really does. Like it feels coming straight fresh off remastered. Like I beat that game 2 days ago. I'm like, okay, this feels like Metroid Prime Remastered. Like it really does. But it's slicker, it's quicker, there's a lot more like her bearings are a lot she feels less like stuck in mud. Like sometimes Metroid Prime the original can feel like you're a little floaty, a little weighty. This one feels like zip, 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 but not in a way where it doesn't feel like Metroid, I'll say. So that's a plus. I think there's a lot of stuff to scan. I found, and it feels good to do it, but the scanner feels a little long for me. Like you're not like going quick. It's like a reticle that goes like this, and it takes like a couple seconds. And I'm like, this kind of takes a while. Maybe you can speed this up with an upgrade. I don't know, but it's it's fun to scan stuff in a Metroid Prime game, and I'm having a good time doing it in this one. Um, the map seems really good too. Like Metroid Prime is nothing without its map. Like it's all the spaghetti map, you know, and it seems like really good and really legible here too. So they're doing all the right stuff they should for a Metroid Prime game. Now that I really remember what that first one's like, I'm like, okay, they know what they're doing, and it's retro. Retro made the original too, so you know, they seem like they still have it for sure. And yeah, the opening hour they're really bombastic. It's like it feels like the beginning of a Halo campaign, like genuinely, like you're just boots on the ground, you're in a fight. Like they give you like this short text at the beginning. This crawl is like, oh, and cosmic era, blah 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 blah. Everybody's fighting, blah blah blah, and then she comes down in her spaceship in a really sharp cutscene. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. Like it seemed pretty high dollar to get this thing on here. And she like crash lands and she flips out of the ship, which we've probably seen in promotional material, and then you're going like within 30 45 seconds. And yeah, it feels great immediately. The scanning's great, the shooting's great. The morph ball. I love the morph ball. It's like really quick where you like morph ball, but like she can like move fast in and out of it. Like you're literally tapping that thing. You're like morph ball in, out, in, out. It's really quick. It's more quick than Metroid Prime specifically, where you're like morph ball. Let me get in there, and then you go. You know, it's very quick. Um, the first boss I beat was pretty easy, but very spongy. And it's really because it's a tutorial. It's teaching you how to like aim at weak points, you know. Um, and yeah, once you know, there's like this whole thing that happens. She, of course, loses her upgrades because that's the Metroid joke. Is she loses her suit capabilities, and in a way where I'm like, okay, this wouldn't have knocked your stuff out, but whatever. It's a video game. You got to play it that way. But apparently, they have a antagonist from Metroid Prime Hunters in here, Silex, and you encounter him pretty quickly. He looks cool for what he's what it's worth. So, you know, I don't know if the story is the point of this game, but like, first impressions are really good. I met Miles, the guy that people have been groaning about, and I'm gonna do the whole Rockwell painting thing. I'm gonna stand up and take a stance. I think he's fine. I don't think he's annoying really at all, and I think he's kind of funny. He has a very good joke at the beginning. I'm like, you got a good chuckle out of me. So Miles is okay in my book so far. He might be annoying later. I don't know. I literally like shut it off like before we were about to record with him saying like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna join you now. If that's okay." And I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna have to escort you now. He's got a little health bar on the left. Like, okay, I hope this isn't annoying like
Escort
Ashley.
mission.
Yeah, and Ashley in like Resident Evil 4 original or anything. Hopefully it's not. I'm sure it's fine. But first impressions of him, he seems fine. It sounds like he's more in the game than people were hoping, but like he's like very infrequent. You know, like it sounds like you have a bunch of like soldiers you hang out with, which like it's the squad. So I don't think that's a problem personally. So I don't know, but first impressions, it's super crisp. It's the best looking game on Switch 2 anywhere. It's the best Nintendo game I've ever seen. Retro is outdoing themselves. It looks phenomenal. I cannot stress that enough. So crisp, especially on TV. But handheld, it's like shocking how good it looks. Um, but yeah, I'm really digging it. Really digging it. Like if it kind of keeps up the pace it's going, it's gonna be up there too for me. Like I know my taste in games. I know where I'm at with a lot of my stuff. It's gonna be a contender. I think I'm gonna really like it. It'd have to really mess up for me not to like it from what I've seen. So, about an hour and a half in, it sounds like it's a 16 to 20 hour game, just like the original. So, yeah, I'll be plugging away at it. You're supposed to get it pretty soon, aren't you?
Yep. I was supposed to have it today. It didn't come in, so hopefully I'll have it tomorrow.
Yeah, you're getting it physical, so you can
Yep.
pass the copy around, which is cool. That's a nice thing you do, buying video games so everybody can play it.
Yep.
How many people got their hands on Donkey Kong Bonanza? How many did it end
Just
up being?
one person. It only went to
It was
one
one?
person.
Okay. Gotcha. How many did Pokemon pass hands into?
Just
one?
Yep.
Okay. I thought you were like pass it around the campfire sort of thing. So,
Prime might
anyway,
get passed around more. Who knows?
I mean, it's Metroid Prime. Why wouldn't it? But
Yeah.
yeah, just to cap it off, that game is good from what I've seen so far. That's my handheld game for now. That and Cosmic Invasion when I'm not wanting to play Metroid, but I'm probably gonna just play through Metroid now. So, games, they're so crazy. I feel like I need to stop buying games and just play the games I have now. I feel like I have plenty. So. Yeah, and this is without me saying Octopath Traveler 0 it got like really good ratings this like today and yesterday. So
those games always
like,
get really good ratings. They're very good games.
some people say that one's the best one too, like of the Octopath Traveler.
Yeah,
games.
they say that about they say that about all of them when they come out. So
that's a good sign though. I'm like, geez, oh man, we have so much to play right now.
Yeah.
So
those games just get better and better. Basically.
it cements for me even more clear that like having Game of the Year be in February is the way to go. I just have so much to touch. So yeah. That's it for the games. That's it for me talking about video games that are new. Let's talk about in our topic the top 5 games of the decade, shall we? That's kind of our little little game, little topic, little happy little tree that we're gonna have, this evergreen topic. And yeah, there's we have a top 10, right? I know we both do. I've arranged my list over the years. Um, but I think I've solidified kind of where I feel about this decade specifically. We're only 5 years in. It's like a midpoint check-in, right? I think it's a good
Yep.
time for that, end of the year sort of thing. Um, and the cutoff is like games this year. I feel like they can't quite get in there yet. Not really. Um, like I might make the exception for Death Stranding 2 because I beat that months ago, right? And
Yeah.
I think it might actually be on here. I don't know, but like for instance, Hades 2, I like that game a lot. That's not going to be on here. Personally for me, I don't feel good about that because I beat that last week. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's kind of where I'm at, honestly. But yeah, we both have five to pick from. Noah, I want you to just start. How do you feel about some of these games? Tell me about any of them. We can kind of ping pong back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just I'll just go ahead and throw away what you just said, and I'll throw out Nightreign.
Listen, you do what you want. This is my code for myself.
I've
So
been,
I'm not.
but the thing with Nightreign, right? This game came out like when did it come out? Like towards the start of the year, like
Night Range? Shoot, that wasn't.
maybe it
When did
was
that
in
come
the
out?
summer, but I've been playing this thing for a long time, basically. Like it came out this summer, I think, and
I think so.
I I've consist. Oh, it came out. Yeah, it came out like around summer, right before.
May,
Yeah.
May. Yeah, it's been out for months.
So I've been playing this thing on and off though, like all year long. I know that this is like a game of the decade for me. Like I've poured so many
Wow.
hours into this thing. I adore this thing. It's a great game. It's a solid remix of the Souls style. Just kind of tailoring that for like a multiplayer format. And it's a lot of fun. Multiplayer roguelike, Souls, and it's just fun. That's really all I need to say about it. I think. You know.
Yeah, I you have extolled the virtues enough. I believe you. Like when you say that.
Yeah.
Like, there's one thing I know about Noah. There's one thing I know about him. He ruminates on opinions for a long time, and then when they solidify, they're crystal. Like I really, that's one thing I like about you is that you always know where you stand, like specifically on your opinions. And I really like that about you. And yeah, I totally get you. Like it's been long enough. I think that is more than acceptable
Yeah.
for sure. Especially for how highly you've talked about this game. This is gonna be your game of the year. I would.
Yeah.
I don't think Metroid's gonna topple it. Donkey
No.
Kong Bonanza's not gonna topple it.
I
I
just
mean,
don't
like,
think anything could topple it for me at this point. Those are all great games you just listed, but
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
just
I mean, they're all new games too that you've
yeah.
played. So you've like kept up with new releases,
Yep.
especially just like me. So, that's a great pick. I really like that pick. So, um, yeah, I'll go next. So I have I have 10, but I'm going to say five. I'm going to rattle the 10 to 6, basically. These are the honorables for this five. This is kind of where they lead until I get to my five. So, Elden Ring's my 10 of the decade. That's my 10.
Yep.
That
Great
game
game.
is it's a great game.
Yep.
I adore that game. It's not my favorite Souls game, but it's
Nope.
great. Death Stranding 2 gets on this list because I love Death Stranding 1 so much, and Death Stranding 2 is so much better than Death Stranding 1 in every single way. Just like Hades 2 is. It is incremental in a lot of ways, but is bombastic and right in key thematic areas. I think it trumps the original in every way, and it's more successful at everything it's trying to do. Death Stranding 2 is one of the best sequels of all time. Same for Alan Wake 2, which is my number 8. Alan Wake 2 is one of the best horror games ever. It's more of a concept album than even a game sometimes. More than worth your time. You need to check out Alan Wake 2. If you like artistry in video games, that is the game you need to check out. Persona 3 Reload, a game I beat this year. I adore that game. Like, I think it's so worth it to play that version specifically. I played a lot of the original. The Reload, I think, blows the original out of the water. It makes it from a great concept to an amazing one. The art is fantastic. The music is incredible. The dungeon designs, not great, but like it exceeds in every metric with this remake, even more than the original. So, and then number 6 for just kind of like a recap, Dead Space 2023, the best version of that game. It's my favorite horror game, except for the next one I have. It's my favorite horror game, pretty much of all time, if not for Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 2023 is my 5. That's my number 5 right now. That's the one I'm going to talk about. I have 4 games I like better this decade, but Silent Hill 2 I have just thought about consistently since I played it last year. I think it is so good, and it's way better than the original. I'm very adamant about this. I beat Silent Hill 2 in the last couple weeks. Like, and I haven't wanted to like really talk about it yet because I want to kind of like make something about it, you know, to compare the two. I beat the original Silent Hill 2 and really liked it. I really liked it. I played it on an emulator. I didn't
game's
include it here because I
fantastic.
just had too many games to talk about. I just have way too many games to talk about. So I'm like, I can't talk about this right now. But I love that. I love the concept of Silent Hill 2 as a thing. And the remake is just so much better in so many areas. That performance specifically of James is so good in the remake. You gotta play this version, man. It's so awesome. Like Bloober outdid themselves in every conceivable way here. Silent Hill 2 is an incredible video game. It's one of the best horror games already. Even playing the original, like I want to talk about it in depth at some point, Silent Hill 2. But it's so good this remake. It's so good. So anyway, what's your next one?
Yeah, I haven't really like sorted out any particular order here. I'm just kind of naming.
No, just whatever. I just have it ranked. That's just how I'm doing it.
Yep.
So
Yeah, my next one is a Diva Megamix Plus. I mean, Hatsune Miku Project Diva Megamix Plus. I adore that. It's a PC port of a 2020 Switch game. But it's yeah, I've gotten countless hours of enjoyment out of both that Switch version and the PC version. And yeah, I it's like totally revitalized my interest in that thing, and pushed me to get much better at those things. So because I've been playing those things forever, but I haven't really like been good at those things till pretty recently. So
yeah, yeah, for sure. I like seeing your journey with those. I'd like to make like a new one to see what like a new one would be.
yeah,
They haven't made a new one in a long time,
no,
right?
they haven't. Nope. Yeah, I mean, like, that even that 2021 is kind of like a sort of a port of Future Tone with like different, songs and different, art styles. So, they haven't really switched up the gameplay since Future Tone on the PS4. So, and in PS4, Future Tone was just like a port of the arcade Project Diva. So, yeah, so. It's been a while since they changed
Yeah.
up that formula, for sure.
Mm-hmm. My next one. I don't know if you're going to see this coming. Maybe you will. Well, you know about it already, but like just in general, like it kind of surprised me how I felt about it when I really thought about it. But I'm like, you know what? This is the right answer, and it's because of my journey with it. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade specifically is it's one of my favorite PlayStation games ever. It's one of my favorite
It's like the
console games
Yuffie
ever.
DLC, right?
It is.
Okay.
So it's the package. It's the PS5 version. That's the game I played.
Okay.
That's so I beat that game on PS5 last year in preparation for Rebirth.
Yep.
I had tried to beat it multiple times on PS4 and never got through it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for this PS5 version to play it. And when it finally came out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I finally did. That game is so special. It's so special. Um, I think it's the best turn-based real-time RPG like action combat system I've seen. Like it does it well, it's kind of its own thing. Like it's hard to explain. Like I haven't seen turn-based and like real-time be married like this
If
and be so
It
successful.
feels kind of like MMO combat to me personally. Because I'm
See,
playing
okay,
a bit of that thing.
I see why you'd say that
Yeah.
because it's very cooldown specific. I
Yep.
see why you'd say that. When you are trying to get all the simulations done, when you're trying to go for that platinum boss grind, it is very tactical. It's very specific.
Sure.
You have to have really strategic materia slotted in. You have to level everything up. You have to level everything up. Like all the weapons, all the materia. You have to do everything. Like that's the last thing you do. You have to beat that game on hard before you even get the stuff to beat the final trials to get the platinum. It was a journey, man. It took me almost 100 hours to do it. It took me 97 hours. Um, and let me tell you, I have never cheered so loud as when I finally beat, what was it, Bahamut Zero, I think it was, the final boss of that simulation training. It was very, very tough because basically once you do everything, all right, you play this game so many times, you got all the items, you got all the discs, got everything, everything's upgraded, everything. You beat it on hard mode, which was actually really enjoyable because basically they limit your magic. So like you can't you, items don't work anymore. Like you only have the magic that is set for you at a chapter's beginning, and you have to be economical with it. And it changes the way you play that game. So you're really relying on being proficient in the combat. And every character, once you know what they're doing and what their moveset is viable, awesome, and feels amazing to play. It's my favorite combat system in any video game ever. In any video game. I think Final Fantasy System's combat system is god tier for what they expect you to do in the execution. Like once you get your head around it, you're like, I could do anything. Like it's awesome. It's like turn based in the right ways, but it's also real time in the right ways and has a perfect balance. It's the best combat system in any video game. I would challenge you on any single game. I think the journey to beating Bahamut Zero or whatever they call that final boss is so tough and it's so rewarding. And once I did it, I literally almost leapt out of my skin. I was like, because I was stuck on that boss for 20 hours. I cannot stress to you. It was so tough. It's the hardest thing in that game. And it felt like pure perseverance on my behalf. And it was at the point where I was like, okay, I have like maximized everything I could do now. I just need to execute. And it was actually kind of a bad run. I was getting wiped. It's a boss rush. You have to beat all the summons back to back to back to back to back, getting very minimal life gain and magic back. Like all the way back. Every summon in the game you have to fight back to back. Like from Shiva on to Bahamut. And Bahamut's even more powerful in this hard mode because it's a hard mode simulation. So I literally spent 20 hours on one part of this chamber. And once I beat it, it was like euphoria. Because it's not the final boss rush. There's another boss after it, but I just cleaned it up because I was so optimized. Like it's like the secret boss that's like hiding behind all that. And it's super easy. It's not a problem. Like you have to kind of have the right stuff. But oh my gosh, it was so gratifying. It's one of my favorite things I've done in video games is persevere and do that. So Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrated is incredible. Rebirth is also an incredible video game. I have problems with the ending of that thing, but here's to hoping 3 polishes up in the right direction. I'm excited to see it. So I love that game. I love that game to pieces. So yeah, what's another one for you?
Guilty Gear Strive. I love that game. That game is fantastic. Yeah, it's a wonderful fighting game. Very flashy, very easy to pick up and play. The button inputs aren't too crazy in that thing. A lot of just quarter circles, and half circles. So yeah, it's not bad at all, and it's just fun to play. That's just a fun game to play, and I'm always excited whenever they're adding new characters to that thing because they're constantly adding new characters to that thing. So it's been going since like 2021, and they're still supporting that thing. So
Yeah, that's cool. I like seeing uh, how Arxis supports their games for so long. Like they
yep,
really, really give them a long tail, and I like that. Yeah.
yep.
So I forget who's your favorite character to play. Who's your mains in that game?
So I main Kai Kisuke, like one of the main 2 characters.
Yeah, I couldn't remember who it was.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I also main Bedman, which I think I'm probably better with Bedman. He's kind of my favorite character to play ever since he kind of released, and I started learning him because he was one of the DLC characters. He's just a lot of fun for me. He's a very tactical character that doesn't require very complicated inputs, so I quite like playing him. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
lore wise, my favorite character is Robo Kai, but he's not in that game entirely. He's attached to Venom, who I also do like playing, but
Venom looks cool.
yeah, he's
Yeah, he
part of
looks
Venom's
sick.
kit. Yep. So, but if they do release a RoboKai, then maybe I'll try and pick up a RoboKai variant. I think they have some sort of RoboKai variant down the pipeline as a playable
Hmm.
character. So, excited to see
Hmm.
that. So, but that
Cool.
that
Yeah.
game's
So
like it's just art style and its soundtrack especially is like that soundtrack is what pulled me into that game. Like I adore that soundtrack. Like every single time they release a new DLC, they release a new like character theme, and every single time that character theme is almost always like a solid banger. Like it's got some incredible music. That soundtrack is amazing.
yeah, from what I've heard, I'm like, this package is very polished. It's when I saw it in its beta phase, I was like, I don't know if this is even going to shape up. And they finally they when they put it out 1.0 or whatever they call that full release, it like really looks striking.
Yep.
Because I played like the initial alpha or beta or whatever, and I'm like, it's kind of simple and plain, and it doesn't look as good as like Zerd. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it came together in a major way, and I love the way that game looks. I'm envious of people good at that game because I want to be good, but every time I try to pick it up, I'm like, I just can't. It hasn't clicked for me. I want to get back to it, but
Hmm. It's fun.
yeah. So Guilty Gear Strive, I like that. I like that. Such a good name too, Strive.
Yeah.
I love that name.
Yep.
Um, my number three favorite game of the decade is, pardon me for a couple. Pardon me, is Baldur's Gate 3. This was so basically this is like last year's old game of the year for me, and I went in detail about this on the game of the year pod last year, so I'm not going to go too in depth. It's the best modern CRPG you can play. I think Larian outdid themselves in every metric. I think it has the best core party outside of like Mass Effect 2, or Metaphor Refantasia, which we'll talk about in a minute, probably. And I just think everything this game does, it succeeds and passes with flying colors. It makes other games look bad by comparison, like almost everything. I know you're more tepid on this game, but I love every aspect of it. It feels like a D&D game you are authoring when it's really being tailor made for you. And every design um, thing they do in this game encourages fun. Like you're encouraged to experiment in this game like you are in D&D, and the flexibility of their systems is so vast and expansive to kind of boggle the mind. Like I just think it outdoes itself in so many key ways. And it's a miracle game. Like I really think it's awesome. And I'm like, wow, they don't make many of these because they're hard to make. Like it's hard to make a D&D game with D&D rules work. And sometimes it doesn't work, but 90% of the time it does. Like the stuff you could do in a D&D game, you could do in this game. And it's just awesome. It's just an awesome, awesome video game. I love Baldur's Gate 3. Astarion forever. He's like the best companion of all time, in my opinion. Like it's like him and Garrus Vakarian for me, for Mass Effect 2. Garrus and him, like, oh, I would die for Astarion. Also, Karlach's amazing too, but like Astarion, one of the like the best like story besides Karlach and like combat kit and everything. He's like the complete package for an NPC. I love him. Love that guy. So cool. He's very horny, but we like that.
Hmm.
So anyway, what's your next one?
Um, let's go with Armored Core 6. I love that
A
thing.
game I need to get to add to my list about like seeing all the best of the decade. I need to finish this game.
That
Yeah.
thing's incredible. I adore that thing. The whole package. I mean, the soundtrack's very fitting. The story is amazing on that thing. The characters, I mean, they tell their whole story without, showing you a single character's face. But you become like you know these characters and you kind of know what they're like without even seeing their faces. And that's incredible storytelling. Like just hearing their voices and knowing like these characters, their personalities, like you can imagine what they look like, right? And like it's such a powerful way to do storytelling, so unique that you don't see that on a lot of things. And so there is also a lot of the storytelling is done through just that classic like FromSoft, like observing the world and looking at into item descriptions and things like that. There's a lot of storytelling done through that, and
Mhm.
they've just had such cool like backstories for some of these characters. And probably my favorite one in that game is the number one ranked Armored Core pilot, Freud. I think that he's just such a cool character because he just shows like all the he's like the last bastion of like humanity in a world that's overrun with modified people.
Yeah.
He is a like full human, but he's still able to keep up with these completely modified um, people that are modified for performance. He's just able to keep up with them and even outrank them in combat prowess. And yeah, there's just a lot of anecdotes like that in this game, and just this game's story and the characters. I haven't even gotten into like the depth of the mech building and the gameplay variety that comes with, and just the endless customization and tweaking and just optimization of your own ideas of what you want your mech to do in any given situation. um,
Mhm.
and the game just has the tools for all that, and it's fantastic. I love this game, and it's just gotten me into this series in a huge way, and into these sort of games in a huge way. And I just love these sort
Mhm.
of mech combat builder games now.
Yeah. Yeah. Doll's Nest was a big part of your year too, and
Yeah.
this is
Yep.
very, yeah, Armor Core coded. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, this is it on like the short list of like the apology tour I need to make to like see the best of the decade. Like
Yeah.
this is there. I gotta play this game.
Yeah. That thing's
I mean, I own it.
fantastic.
I just need to finish it.
Yep.
Like that's kind of where I'm at with it. But
Yeah, you really need to like go through that thing 3 times to see everything. There's 3 different endings, and you need to kind of go through that thing 3 times to see
okay,
all of those endings, because it opens up in a big way through that story. So
gotcha, gotcha. Well, we have a shared game, so let's leave that for last. My number two is The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. The reason this is not number one is purely because I played it on the original Switch. Like I think it's just sometimes that console can't keep up with the craziness that this game has. And I feel like the Switch 2 is finally the way to play that game in a meaningful way. That is, I don't know, in a stable way. Like it runs on a original Switch, excuse me, but it feels like it sings on the second version of this handheld. And I think that I don't know. I just think that game is awesome. I like every bit of that game. I I think it's way better than Breath of the Wild in mechanical ways. I think the story is really engaging. I think Ganon in this game is awesome. He's like my favorite version of Ganondorf, probably. Um, I have some criticisms of like the boss fight at the end of that game with Ganondorf, but it's purely because of the hardware. Like it limits you. Like you're trying to do very tough combat attacks and stuff, and the hardware was just not keeping up with it, which was a big bummer. But thematically, it's amazing, and the execution is really top tier. If it's got a console to keep up with it, which we do now, so it's awesome. It's even bigger than Breath of the Wild, which is crazy to say. That's an amazing, huge game, and yeah, just Ultra Hand and the Ascend ability just breaks the game, but it also feels like the game was crafted around it in a way where I'm like, how did they play test for this? It's a miracle game. It's one of Nintendo's best games they've ever made. I think. I think it's the best Zelda game, like period, and that beats Wind Waker for me and Ocarina, like all the Zeldas you can think of. I think it's the best one. And I think it's the most emotionally resonant of all of them. The Zelda journey that you take with that character, specifically Zelda, it makes her more of a person than ever, and I think it's really touching the past and present stuff they do with the divine dragons and stuff. It's really really great stuff. I think that like if you're gonna play some games before you die, Tears of the Kingdom has to be on that list. Like Breath of the Wild, sure, but like Tears of the Kingdom, I think is better than Breath of the Wild in almost every way. And Breath of the Wild is almost a perfect game. So, yeah, I love Tears of the Kingdom, and I also had a really emotional time with it because of the birth of my daughter and everything, and I've written about it, like I've talked about it at length, but it's a very, very special game for me. So it means a lot that the next game that we both share is better for me. So before we get to that, what's your next one?
Metaphor. Yeah.
It's Metaphor.
Yeah.
It's Metaphor.
It's
It's always going to be Metaphor.
I don't know if it would be like my top one per se. I haven't really like, you know, sorted those things out yet, but it's definitely up there for me. For sure.
Metaphor is the
top
best
three.
video game. Metaphor is the best video game, hands down, I played in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'll ever find a game to surpass it for a bit. Like it's going to take a lot.
The thing's just mind-blowingly incredible. Like I had no idea what I was getting into when I booted that thing up, and like that thing just gripped me. Like I just like was glued to my screen for the duration of that thing. Like I couldn't do anything else but play that game for the duration of that thing because
You really did too.
Yeah.
Like you beat that game in like a week. It was
Yeah.
insane. I was like, damn, slow down. Like,
Yeah.
but you were just devouring it.
Yeah.
You don't get like that with a lot of games. So,
No.
um,
I just had to
It's-
see that thing through. I had to play that thing. That thing was phenomenal. I still struggle to accept that thing's existence because it's just such a phenomenal game. Like it's such a perfect evolution of the JRPG in every
it
way.
is the evolution of the JRPG in so many key ways, to the point where like it is a trendsetter and it needs to have
Yes.
the industry what it does.
Yep.
Specifically with combat, specifically with encounters.
Yep.
I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be viewed as one of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
Like on a pure like retroactive basis, like people are going to look back and go like, "Damn, that game was so good."
Yep.
Like so good. It was so good, and I pointed this out every time we talk about it. Both IGN and GameSpot gave that game their game of the year.
Yeah.
They are very rarely united.
Yep.
Very rarely. And you know, it's not sometimes a big deal for people, but like those are the two biggest outlets that play every game pretty much.
Yep.
Both uniting on a niche RPG.
Yep.
That's special. That is special stuff. It has amazing characters, incredible characters that are more three-dimensional. They're like four-dimensional characters. Like,
Yeah. They're
Hatsune is the best party member in any video game, full stop. He
Yep.
will never be taught until their next thing.
Yep.
He's better than every Persona protagonist
Yep.
and an NPC. It's not even close, man. Not even close. Hatsune won our best character last year,
Yeah.
and I don't even think it was a competition.
No,
really.
it wasn't. No. I think the weakest
good.
part of that game is probably the protagonist. But even then, the protagonist is better than any other Alice protagonist easily.
Better than any other Atlas protagonist, and they also make him more interesting
Yes.
than any other Atlas protagonist because of his genius, because of
Yep.
what he is.
Yep.
And also the trope of the sniveling bad guy is never done better than it is here with Luis.
Yep.
And I'm going to be frank with you. He's probably my favorite performance of any villain in any game.
Yeah.
Like that dude is chewing scenery like it's like O&M money. It's awesome.
He's so awesome. Yep. He's just such a well.
He's always
villain.
he's 30 steps ahead of you
Yep.
when you think you've got him cornered, and I got backups for his backups, and
Yep.
he completely thinks he has you until the very end
Yep.
when he finally realizes you've beaten him.
Yep.
And he believes himself every step of the way, and I'm like, oh my god, like his pure moral fiber, like he believes that he is so right in this key way.
Yep.
That I just can't help but just root for him, because you're kind of like, man, I kind of like what you're saying, even though it's wrong. Like you're skewed.
Yeah.
But the point is taken, you know?
Yep.
Respect to Luis. He's incredible. His design is amazing. This game cooked on so many levels. There's not one burnt item. You know, like that's how I feel about it. It's the best game of the last 5 years. It's the best game I think of the last 10 years for me. It's Oh man, it's
Like,
in my top 10 all time.
I didn't
Like
think they made games like those anymore, but they make games like those anymore.
sometimes there's games that come out, you're like, holy shit. Like that's how
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2 was for me too. Like the reason that's further down for me right now is because like I feel stronger emotionally at my core about some of the top games.
Yeah.
But Alan Wake 2, like as a video game, is a miracle. A miracle, like what that game is. If you see that game, you're gonna get mind blown. Like it's insane, that video game. That is the game I tell people to play that convert them from not playing video games to liking video games. Like it is kind of crazy. I did this for 2 or 3 people last year. They're like, oh, okay, I'm actually locked in now. Like I know this is what people are doing these days. Like maybe I should pay attention, sort of thing. And Metaphor is better than that game.
Yes.
Like genuinely. So
Yeah.
it's insane. It's insane.
Like you have to have a little bit of like homework of like, you know, gaming and things like that to get through a Metaphor and enjoy a Metaphor, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really not that complex of a game though. Like you can
but
just
it's
get through the
good.
thing.
It's good from the second you touch the
Yes.
controller
Yes.
to the
Yes.
very end.
Yep.
And there is
You
almost
want
no
more.
fat.
You just want more
Yes.
after that. And when
Yes.
that thing ends, you want more.
There is no fat to that game.
No.
In my opinion. It's a long ass game. There's no fat. There's nothing I would trim. Like I cannot express how perfect I think that game is.
Yeah.
You know.
It doesn't overstay its welcome either though. I don't think that thing
No.
overstays its welcome.
I think it earned every bit of my 80 hours with it. I
Yeah.
really feel that way.
Yeah.
And it felt like a proper investment. I was like, hell yeah, I am thrilled I spent all this time with this game.
Yep.
You know, because I saw as much as I could, you know. I can't imagine how I would feel knowing that I had seen everything. I think I'd feel kind of empty, you know. In a way where I'm like, oh, it's over. Like it's actually over. Like if I did a platinum run with this thing like I did for 3 Reload where I genuinely saw everything, I would feel kind of like, oh man, like I can't see all this game again. Like I want to erase it to see it again. Like that's how I feel about it, you know.
Yep.
Metaphor is like kind of like the game of our show, genuinely since it started.
Yep.
And it's gonna be a hell of a thing to see it be topped one day. I'm kind of excited to see what could do it, but it's gonna be a long time. I think it's gonna be a long time.
Yep.
So I feel like every game I'm picking for game of the year, I'm trying to put up against Metaphor, and they're not even close. Like that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been amazing for games too, but it's just none of it hits. None of it hits that level. So that's those are our 5 favorite games of the decade. Metaphor wins again.
Metaphor always wins. Metaphor just keeps winning.
Cam, if you're listening, play Metaphor.
Play Metaphor.
We were talking about Reload today. Play Metaphor.
Just play Metaphor.
Think it's later.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Reload's amazing. I love Persona 3. I always have, but like play Metaphor.
Yeah.
Metaphor is just
You should play through Reload too. That's a good game.
I need to.
Yeah. I've actually I expected you to beat it when you bought it because you loved 3 so much, but yeah, other stuff got in the way for sure.
Yeah,
but
stuff got in the way. I had recently done another playthrough of 3, and so I just wasn't really interested. So
yeah, sure. But yeah, 3's awesome. We're gonna talk about. I think I'm gonna talk about 3 a game of the year because I think that's my old game of the year. Spoilers. So yeah, that's the list. That's the list. I think I'm pretty happy with those picks for sure. So let's get out of here with some topics about. Well, let's talk about some stuff we've been kind of looking at. I don't have a lot for you because I wasn't sure what you were looking at. But you've been watching any stuff or listening to anything or reading any manga? What have you been doing?
not really. I've been kind of bogged down in a lot of things. But the I guess the main things like I've been watching, I've been keeping up with My Hero's final season.
Yep. Almost done with that.
And then there's two episodes left in that whole thing. And then I actually just started watching today. What's it called? Hang on.
Yeah, while he looks for that, it's my hero. I've been watching it too. These last few episodes have just been gut wrenching. Like it keeps getting.
Yeah.
it keeps like stacking emotionality on top of
Yeah.
itself. I'm like, oh my gosh,
The
when they topple this card deck, it's gonna kill me. I know it.
yeah,
So
it's my like weekly like balling session for sure. Like I ball my
it's
eyes out
very
once a week
cathartic
to
for
that
that.
thing. Um,
Yeah, all the stuff that they're doing with Shigaraki in these last few episodes, I'm like, oh my
yeah.
god, the man just need therapy. That's what he needed.
But
So yeah, I've been watching it too.
yeah, no, the thing I started watching today was Alma-chan Wants to Be a Family. And this thing is
Oh, I've
adorable.
heard of this.
Yeah, it's
I've heard
adorable.
of this. Yeah.
So it's like two scientists, a pair of scientists build this like little girl robot, and
Oh.
she is adorable, and she's like she's like oh, so you two are a couple, and they're like no, we're not, and she's like no, no, you are, and so that's kind of like antics ensue basically. It's one of those like found family sort of animes that are propping up pretty recently. But honestly, so far what I've seen of this one, I've only seen the first couple episodes, but I really like this one. I think this one could be like my favorite one of these things over like a Spy Family or a Sakamoto
Oh.
Days.
So what would you call this? Like, I don't know. It's like a slice of life, but with action sort of thing, or what would you call this? Like this
Um,
is subgenre.
yeah, I mean, I call these things found family things. That's kind of what I like to
Okay.
call these.
Yeah, that's a good
Because
descriptor.
they're basically like you have your couple and then you have your child, and your
Mhm.
couple doesn't have to be like male and female. They can be like baby daddies was like two guys. It can be whatever, but it's this sort of found family genre where these two people are trying to protect, or even one person sometimes is trying to protect this small child, and antics ensue, and that's what this thing is, and it's really cute. It's really enjoyable. I like both of the like sort of parental characters as well as the child characters. So I think they're it's a really good really wholesome package all in all. So I'm really liking it.
Okay. Sweet. Sweet. Besides that, anything else you've been kind of looking into?
No, not really. I just haven't had a lot of time for it, to be honest. So
I've had almost zero time to do anything. Like all the stuff I've been talking about was like the last couple weeks. I have
yeah.
done almost nothing this week but work and just do stuff. Well, I guess if we're talking hobby stuff, well, I went to the Jonas Brothers last night and that was fun. We they were in Wichita. We saw them. Jesse McCartney opened up. It was kind of crazy to see Jesse McCartney out there. He did Beautiful Soul, whatever. I think that's what it's called, right? Um, my wife was she loved it. She was like, "Oh my god," you know. So, but Joe Bros were good. They're not my cup of tea necessarily. Like I like them, okay.
Yep.
I grew up listening to like their old stuff, like Burn
Yep.
Up and all that.
Same.
If you watch Disney Channel, you saw Joe Bros on there,
Yep.
and that's the era I like them in. They have some good new stuff, but like I came for the hits, and they ended up playing them. It was a good time. So,
Good.
I'm a mess right now though because we got home at like midnight last night, and I barely slept and worked all day, and yeah, yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day, but I'm excited to earn my weekend. We'll put it that way. It was a fun time though. My ears, like, dude, I can't tell you. I'm just too old for concerts. Like, I can't tell you enough how like loud it was. I was like, I'm so old, I can't handle this. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, my ears were like ringing. I was like, are my ears bleeding? Like, it was so loud at the concert. I haven't been to a concert in 10 years. Like,
Yeah.
that's my problem. But anyway, I'm a lightweight, I guess. Other than that, I've been watching it. Welcome to Derry still. That's a really good show. Like, I think people have caught on with it that like horror stuff, but especially specifically like the It movies. I think it's better than the It movies, really. Like they do a lot of world building that I didn't think I would find interesting, but I really do. It's interesting. Like it is a cosmic entity that like crashes into Derry, Maine, like from space, and like takes this persona of a clown while he's feasting on the populace. But like these Native Americans find him when he's like in this like this spirit state basically where it's trying to be other things that they're afraid of because basically uh it like preys on your fears so it appears as different things to you And he appeared as different things to these Native Americans, but they found like chunks of his meteorite, and they like trapped him around this one town so he couldn't get out and infect the world and feed on the world and stuff. And there's like really interesting tidbits like that. I'm like, oh wow, this is actually pretty interesting. So good show. I'm almost done with it. It's like 6 episodes of 8, I think I've watched so far, and it's progressively getting really good, like really, really interesting and good. I'm like, okay, this is really awesome. So I'm liking that. I finished The Chair Company, which is Tim Robinson's new show. I think you should leave, guy. It just kind of ends in a fun way. Like it just kind of ends. I'm like, okay, well, fucking whatever. I had a good time with this show. It's over now. It literally felt like it's a rug pull at the end. He's like very getting close to finding out who sabotaged the chair at the beginning of the season. That's the whole point of the show. And well, the point is you got a bunch of weird people talking, and saying funny things and being crazy people. That's Tim Robinson's comedic energy. Um, and it's all that through the end, and then they just end the show. They're like, whatever. But yeah, it's a great time. Hopefully they make a second season. It's hilarious. It's hilarious stuff. I love it. Um, but yeah, other than that, just some Christmas movies we've been watching. It's Christmas time. We got the tree up. We got the Santa stop here. I don't have the lights on, but we had it up last year. It's hopefully we don't have our tree up till February like we did for Game of the Year. So hopefully I get it down before then. But besides that, I've been reading some manga. I've been reading a lot of Tatsuki Fujimoto recently. And I read Look Back, some of the regular stuff I'm reading that are like newish. There's this new series called Gone Wrong Egg. Have I told you about this thing? It's kind of it's a little weird. It's very shonen, but it's like this little. Basically, like humans are enslaved by these like godlike creatures with like halos on their heads, called Dracarchs, and they're like devils or whatever, and they enslave people to just eat them and just be gluttons and all this stuff. But basically, this Dracarch egg finds this slave and says like, "Hey, if I give you powers, I can feed off your life force, so I can continue to grow in this egg, and then we can rule the world together," sort of thing. And the kid's like, "Sure, slavery sucks." And yeah, he dispatches his overlords, his Dracarch overlords, and does shonen stuff and tries to free the local populace. It seems very I don't know,
Sounds
mid-tier
very
show.
Promise Neverland for it.
Yeah, it
Sounds a lot like
is.
the Promise Neverland game.
Yeah, but I think the art's really good for what it is. I think the main character is super cool. He's got a great design. I really like his design. Basically, when he turns into this like shonen character, like the MC, like he gets this like bone hand that's like a dragon with 3 eyes. It's kind of cool looking, and then the egg kind of bounces on the edge of this like bone tail, and he gets covered in bones and stuff. It's kind of cool. It's a cool looking character. But Gon Egg, Gonron Egg. It feels like if it's successful enough, they'll make a show out of it. Like it feels tailor made for something like that. So don't be surprised if it becomes pretty popular at some point. It feels like a Gachi Akuda or something. Like you
Yep.
see it and you're like, okay, I see the promise of this thing, right? And that
Yep.
has a show now, right?
Yep. Gotcha. That's good.
More, yeah, Gachi Akuda is good. I like that. I like the manga specifically. It's very good. I'm reading more of Kurumizawa's Folly. It's I mentioned it back in the day, or not back in the day, back on the other podcasts that we have, um, where it's like about plagiarism and in the manga sphere with publishing and all that. This guy is basically gaslighting this promising artist, saying like, "Oh, we're publishing under your name," but really they're publishing under his name because he's a struggling like old timer, and he's like doctoring all these old Shonen Victory things to say like, "Hey, you're being printed here," but really he's trying to hide the fact that he's taking credit for all the things that this young artist is doing. And the artist is starting to get wise now, and it's getting really interesting. So I hope they adapt it at some point. It's so good. It's my favorite thing I'm currently reading. But other than that, more Kagurabachi. Still, I think if it gets adapted, it's going to be incredible. I'm really excited to see when they're going to do that. And then, yeah, we were talking a bit, you and me, Burn the Witch. I've been
Yeah.
reading that. I kind of
Yeah.
I want to read. I want to watch the adaptation they have of
Yeah.
it.
The
So,
adaptation's super short, but it's really great. Love that thing.
um, I don't know how to I don't know how to pronounce his name. Is it Taite Kubo? He did that. Yeah, he did Bleach's art. He did Burn the Witch. So
Yeah.
I think it's Taite Kubo.
Yeah, that
Anyway,
sounds right.
it's really good. It's really good. So I'll be. It's like a 4-chapter read, and some of the chapters are kind of long, but like it's one self-contained thing. I've been kind of wanting to pick at stuff I can just finish. So that's the next one for me. So other than that, that's pardon me, that's all we got. That's Stick Drift. Anything else you want to add or subtract, Noah? Are you feeling pretty good? Are you feeling the Christmas spirit at all? I feel like you're not. Are you feeling holly jolly?
Sure.
Get more merry is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
No, it's
that's right.
yeah. I had 2 candy canes today, so I'm as
Ooh.
festive as ever.
Maybe I'll be the Grinch. Maybe I'll be Bah Humbug. Oh wait, that's Scrooge. Well, maybe I'll be Scrooge instead.
Yeah. He says "ba" though, doesn't he? Yeah, he doesn't like the Who's. He's like, "Oh, you guys are too
He does do
happy."
that, yeah. The McDonald's has like a Grinch meal. Did you see that?
I did see that. That seems
They're like
gross.
giving like socks with it too. That's weird.
Socks. I bet you they wouldn't fit me, but they'd probably be like kids' socks. Like, hey, novelty socks, put them on your mantle.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're like, yeah, put them on your mantle and you can use them as stockings.
Oh,
Probably,
stockings. Ooh, okay,
Probably
okay,
like
okay.
tiny little socks though, so like I don't know.
Yeah, sure. So you're telling me I can't put these on? Okay, I see how it is. It's like when people bought Halo 3 and they got that like Master Chief wearable helmet, but it wasn't wearable at all.
Yeah.
Like like those things. So anyway, we got some more games to play. A lot more video games. Noah's gonna play more Nightreign. He likes that game. And then next podcast, I'm sure he will have played some Metroid Prime 4. He's got that game coming. So
yep, I will.
We'll be back with some new games. Hopefully, I finish some more. I want to chip away at some more stuff. So we will see you in a couple of weeks. Like Dave Damashek says, it has been a little slice of heaven. Love you. Bye.
Bye.